everyone? How are we doing today? It's Sunday and it's the last group of the round of 24. How are you today, Zon?
Doing pretty good, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing great today. We got some good games ahead of us. We got a lot of great gamers. We got a couple of cute puppies laying around, which helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm excited for what we got today. Starting off with eOnzErG and Juicy into G5 versus Nesh.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like this group. Yeah, eOnzErG is insanely good. G5 is an absolute OG of a player as well. Nesh, pretty solid Terran. Not too familiar with JusttooJuicY, but probably going to be a solid B rank Protoss or something like
Somewhere
that.
around there. I mean, he's done well in previous seasons. He's done well in other events. So, I don't know if I have any of the results up here in front of me. Of course not. But no, he's played well. He's
Yeah.
definitely going to struggle against probably Eon and G5. But I mean, Nesh versus
Yeah, I would
Protoss.
assume so.
Poor Nesh.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this group pans out. Definitely looks like Eon and G5 are pretty clearly the favorites, but I'm sure we'll get some pretty good games no matter what happens. You've already had a bit of an upset, right? Like with Radley having that injury and Worst, who wasn't even originally slated to play, kind of
Yeah.
ringer, being a ringer for Bugs or whoever it was,
Yep.
and yeah, ended up breaking through to the round of 16. So yeah, we had some pretty interesting results already
Yeah.
in the round of
I
24.
mean, Julian beating out Razovy to make it out in his Group D.
Yeah,
Yeah, we definitely had some great
right.
results, and I think that just means we're gonna have an incredible round of 16, right? Like Striker, Hawk,
Right.
Napoleon, Artie, Nomad, Dexter, Julian, JD, Rat, Worth, and whoever we get today.
Some pretty damn good players, yeah. It's not a bad season at all, to say the least.
Yeah, I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the seeds for the next round are really good. You said that Zero was going to be subbing in for Zeke,
Yep.
right?
So
So
Dragon, Bond, Zero, and DeWalt.
they're going to be some pretty stacked groups, honestly. It's going to be some pretty tough games in the round of 16.
Yeah, I don't. Getting out of the round of 24 feels like you're out of the frying pan and into the fire. You know.
Yeah, kind of has a similar vibe in ASL, right? It kind of gets like that.
Yeah, but only the best can make it out, right? Isn't that the whole point?
True. Well, especially because you're doing this style of format, like you got the best of three
Yes.
winners, losers, and finals. So it's like way less volatility, right? It's like harder to just get a lucky couple of games and break out like in the ASL round of 24.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. It means we get a lot of good StarCraft too. So unfortunately for the underdogs, they still have a chance to make it into the winners and then the deciders match. Like Worst, right? Bit of an underdog. He managed to make it work. Bit of luck goes a long way in this
Yeah,
game.
no. True. Sometimes you also just have a good day, right? Like some people, well, pretty much most players aren't super consistent. They're going to have good days and off days. And yeah, sometimes you just show up and you're playing amazing, and maybe your opponent who's slightly higher MMR to you is not quite feeling it that day. Anything can
Yeah.
happen.
Like you just happen to get a lucky build order win. Like yesterday,
True.
Turtle just going like 9 pool against the 13 CC. Like that's just
Yeah.
sometimes you get really lucky about it.
Well, that wasn't just a 9 pool as well, right? He did the one hatch
That's
lurker
true,
follow
yes.
up, so that was like double whammy. Poor Terran.
All right. Well, I mean, let's not stall. Let's get into our first game of the day.
All right, let's get it started, man. IPSL Group F, match number 1, eOnzErG versus JusttooJuicY on Octagon. Spawning here in the bottom right as the Protoss race, JusttooJuicY. And his opponent up here in the top left. Everyone knows who this is. OnZerg, eOnzErG.
So, what are your predictions here? Obviously, you don't know Juicy as well as eOnzErG, but
Right.
what are your thoughts overall on what
Yeah,
you're
well,
expecting?
I feel like if JusttooJuicY is not like a solid S rank Protoss, he's probably gonna get manhandled by eOnzErG, unless he can like find some super crazy build order win. I don't know. I don't see it happening though. I feel like eOn's gonna absolutely destroy this guy a little bit here.
Yeah, it's hard for me to root against eOnzErG in this matchup when I've seen him beat DeWalt 2-1 in best of 3.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's like, all right, you know what? Maybe he's kind of good at this game.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. Although we have seen some really funny moments, like in the Bombastic Star League, where his brain got broken by someone doing something so weird. Like I think it was Crossy, where he like put 2 drones on his ramp on hold position with an Overlord's floating above them.
Yes.
So eOn just couldn't break up the ramp, and it's like eOnzErG.exe stops working. You know, if you throw him a big enough curveball, he does kind of fall apart at least.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about Overlords for JusttooJuicY, but I guess we can get some mind control. You start floating Overlords over Zealots in the wall.
Yeah, we'll see what he can cook up for us. Seems like it's going to be standard little 12 forge here with a double scout as well. So if this was going to be like a hatchery first from eOnzErG, can kind of cannon rush off of this, but just going to be a safe pull first here from eOnzErG. Nothing too spicy. I really do love overpull in ZVP.
Yeah, it's definitely the right choice. You can try and be a bit greedy and go for that 11 hatch these days, but I don't know. This isn't really the best cannon rushing map either, right? So it's not as bad.
Yeah. And we've already seen a small mistake from JusttooJuicY. Like, he came in with the probe, saw the second Overlord and the drone moving out. He should have followed the drone to block in the natural.
Yeah.
Because if you see the Overlord, you know it can't be a 9 pull, right?
Yeah. It gives you a lot of information. I think he's just trying to play it safe, and sometimes you play it a little too safe, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I know some of these, like, you know, newer players or slightly lower ranked players, that they kind of play a cookie cutter style. They don't really have these like little tiny optimizations and behavior trees that they follow based on exactly what they scout. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely easier if you're not the top players to just stick to something that'll get you through most things, right? Like you'll survive 90% of things.
And there's something to be said that that's a good way to learn how to play the game.
Yes.
Like, you don't want to overcomplicate it for yourself until you get to like a much higher MMR. Like, obviously once you start hitting ANS rank, then you kind of do have to min-max a lot more. But starting out, you can get away with playing pretty, you know, safe and standard and not really making many adjustments.
Yeah. We're both getting a lot of information here. We're just droning up, going up to 3 hatcheries here, but this probe just refuses to die.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of keeping the probe alive, right? You've got to give him credit there. Like, this is a big deal for Protoss, especially if you're going Forge first. Like, if you're going Gateway first, obviously you've got more Zealots. You can commit to harassing and scouting in the early game before the Corsair's out, but going Forge first, keeping this probe alive is like one of your main priorities.
Absolutely. And the other thing is he hasn't really missed anything at home, right? His Cybercore's coming down. He's got, like, a lot of times you'll see Protosses who are not that great at it, spending too much time microing. They start building up a bank. Yeah. They miss the, you know, putting down their extra building. But Juicy is keeping on top of these things, making sure that he actually has a mid game to play into.
And seems like it is going to be a 3-base Spire type play from eOnzErG, so no 973 or anything like that. So even though he's not getting much further scouting information from this probe, he won't be at risk of dying to something like a Hydra Bust.
Yeah.
Ideally, he wants to kind of swing around with this probe and check the natural and the third again.
Well, the lack of link speed should also be a question mark here. All right, you're going layer, you don't have link speed yet. There's got to be banking for like a muta of some flavor.
Yeah, I mean, it could still be like a Hydra Bust without link speed. That's pretty optimal, not having to waste gas on the link speed. And sometimes players, when they see a link speed, actually don't think you're going Hydra Bust for that reason, because you've invested extra gas into that link speed. But sometimes you want to do that to mind game them a little bit and do like a maybe like a Hydra bust without Hydra speed or without Hydra range if the cannons are pressed up against the wall, and you use mainly Lings and just a small pack of Hydras to pick off the first cannon or two.
Yeah. He still hasn't committed to more cannons, though. I definitely think he's reading this right, but he'll know for sure soon enough as the Corsair's gonna pop.
Yeah, well, I think he's pretty sure that this is 3-base Spire, and he has assumed that correctly. If you weren't sure about it, you'd kind of have to like hedge your bets and like start cannons and then cancel them at 99 when the Corsair sees that there's no Hydras on the way.
Yeah. Dropping a safety cannon. Even if he's pretty sure, he's definitely not 100% sure still, so better to have a second cannon here to buy time for your other cannons if a Hydra bust does come. Oh,
and you can see he's actually canceling that when the Corsair sees nothing on the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit late though, so if this was a Hydra bust, that would not have been fast enough timing. Oh, he sees the Spire's only just now popping, so yeah, he can just barely kill this Overlord and get out in time. It's kind of close though. He needs to make sure he immediately moves this Corsair.
Yeah, if it doesn't immediately start dodging. Oh, never mind, it's a drone. Luckiest Corsair.
Yeah, he's got a few extra seconds till the Scourge pop. There they are now. That's not bad, getting a free Overlord right off the bat. And Eon didn't replace that ahead of time. He still supply blocks. So yeah, it's a pretty small win to start things off. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a great way to start this. He's obviously making sure his Hydra Den and his Evo are coming up. He knows there's only one cannon at the front, so he's probably going to try and just get a few meters or even just Scourge out and then play for the Hydras for now.
Yeah, well, he took a pretty standard second gas timing, so he has the money if he wants to make like 5 mutas or something. Yeah. But I guess he doesn't have to. He can kind of do what he wants from this position. He didn't make the den that early, so it's not going to be like a cross-tech style where he like threatens the idea of like a pre-storm Hydra bust timing. He won't try and go for that at least.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice little mid-game here, probably with some battles during maybe a couple mutas. But I don't see anything popping, so.
Yeah, seems like a very standard game from eOnzErG to start things off. Probably feels confident that he's better than this guy and doesn't need to do anything fancy to win, just needs to play super solid and standard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about it before, right? The difference in foreign pros versus Korean pros and how you handle someone you think you're better than.
Yeah, just to revise that for maybe people that weren't here when we talked about that. So in the Western world, we feel that if you're better than the other player, it's better to play safe and standard, whereas in the Korean side of things, they actually like to be more aggressive and force as many interactions as possible to kind of stress the other player to their limits because they can't quite keep up with you mechanically.
Yeah, and both ways I think are incredibly valid. I don't really think one is inherently better than the other. It all depends on how you're playing your opponent, right?
He's trying to get us around on the Zealots. Ooh. Go on, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to say basically that they're both really just play styles, and I don't think either one is worse than the other.
Yeah, it's a shame. JusttooJuicY, he made a Dark Templar that he was ideally wanting to scout with that, but gets shut down right off the bat here, and already a bit of a soft contain being set up by eOnzErG. We do have high Templars with Storm, but it will be a little bit of time before he can actually break out. Might be losing this gateway at the minimum.
He's already got +1, so this must be +1 armor.
Yeah. I mean, the meta right now is to go like +1 weapons into +2 armor.
Yeah. Looks like this will get canceled. We should have a forge somewhere in here. There it is. We storm. We're gonna run out. There are many more Hydras than there are Zealots. Can't quite take that fight.
Yeah, he might want to wait until he makes a lot more units before thinking about pushing out. You don't really want to waste too much Storm as well. Like if the Zerg's good and he just like Storm dodges you, it's actually bad for you to try and Storm those Hydras.
Yeah. The Storm is the only thing that stands between the Hydras and running over the Protoss army at any given moment.
Yeah, he really wants to bank them up for later once his army's a lot stronger. And eOnzErG's getting a quick 4th base off of this, so it looks like it might be a more BattleZerg style configuration, realizing that he might be able to keep the Protoss locked on 2 gas for a long time.
Yeah. There are the 6 Coursers out here hunting for Overlords.
Oh, yeah, I mean, these could theoretically get some damage done. There's only 2 Hydras here.
Yeah, I think he's
actually not trying to go for it.
I think he's a little too timid. Yeah, you said there's only 3 Hydras here, and you can absolutely burn down at least one of these real quick.
I think there was 2 when the Corsairs were there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to try and bust out now. He's got plenty of Zealots to do that with and doesn't have to burn storms.
Yeah, it looks like.
So, I mean, those Corsairs did do their job, right? Like, he's kept some of the units pinned back of the eOnzErG, so there's not too many units at the front to worry about, and that means the Lurkers can't get into position to set up a contain.
Yeah. You have to be careful we don't just let the Lurkers rip us apart in the middle of the map. Oh, yeah. It's 11 health.
That's a shame. At the same time, though, you can't really risk losing these Corsairs because you can't replace them. You need all of your gas for Templars and Dragoons at this point.
Yeah. eOnzErG doing a very good job to spot for another 3rd. Lings at every base.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine he's got quite a fair few macro hatcheries in total, probably like 7-ish total, including the 4th base, and he's getting into hive now. It's not the fastest hive we've ever seen, but it's like not quite committed BattleZerg either. Seems like he was thinking about going BattleZerg and realized, oh, maybe I won't do that since I couldn't set up a good enough lurker contain. So I'll probably have to let the Protoss take a 3rd base and go into like a slightly delayed hive.
Yeah, that's really his best bet from here, in my opinion. Is just sit back, get your hive up, get your tech, get your defilers, and then by the time, as he's already getting the Queen's Nest is down, if he starts his hive now, you should be able to contest that 3rd base before it really has a chance to pay for itself.
Yeah, it's not that slow of a hive, but it's nowhere near as fast as it could be. He should be able to have that Dark Swarm to nullify Dragoons by the time the Protoss is like close to maxed out and wants to start, you know, slamming into him. So it should be fast enough.
Alright. Hive is finally starting here. Got plenty of evos, so we're at +1. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, now the Corsairs are actually doing something. Supply blocking eOnzErG by killing 3 of them.
Oh, man.
It's a nice idea from Eon to try and come into here to try and punish this 3rd base timing, but, you know, JusttooJuicY is actually holding on to it well. He's not really taken many losses and hasn't been slowed down at all.
It's so hard to get in here. For anybody, really. Like, this...
Right. How many gateways do we have, by the way? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
8 gate.
Yeah. But there's like 2 schools of thought for Protoss. You can either like try and take a 3rd of like 6 gates or just power up to 8. You can even do like a 9 gate 2 base all in style, but 8 gate is like the safest way of playing. It does delay your 3rd base, but it means your army won't be small enough to bully too much. But look at the macro of eOnzErG. He's actually ahead in supply right now because of how well he's macroing.
Yeah, he's got a significant supply lead. He's getting more bases. Alright, these are all just overlords. This base is an actual base.
And he's, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he's able to get away with going into hive and taking the 9 o'clock because the Protoss is playing a little bit passive right now. Doesn't really know where he is at in the game in terms of like the power scaling between both players.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Juicy wants to sit back and just play defensively. But
I think he was worried about being outmaneuvered, like getting his 3rd sniped while he was trying to move out. But realistically, you do kind of have to lean on the Zerg. And by the time you've got like 2 groups of goons, you really should be pushing out and trying to skirmish as much as possible.
Yeah, goons are building killers when it comes to this matchup. They want to be trying to get in there.
Yeah, they're basically siege tanks. Yeah, or at the very least, like, force the Zerg to confront you head on, storm everything, and then back out is usually the go-to.
That works very well as well. I've lost to that plenty of time.
Yeah. Well, he still managed to keep these Corsairs alive, which is really good, and I would love to see him keep these active for the entire game. If he goes around the map hunting overlords down, forcing Scourge to be made, that would be great.
Yeah.
He's being a little bit wasteful with them now, though. Just as I say that, right? It's like the caster's curse.
Absolutely
As soon as you
caster curse.
mention it.
You done did it.
Yeah. Sorry, Juicy.
Why'd you do it to him?
I know, right? I'm such a bad guy.
All right, this is a pretty large amount of green coming across the middle of the map here. Supplies are nearly even, which is deceptive for several reasons. One, because it's Zerg, and two, because it's Protoss.
Yeah, we've already got Defilers out. So the window to punish this is closing on Juicy very quickly. Unless Consume's just barely not yet finished, maybe he can, you know, force some good trades here.
Yeah.
Look how many lurkers are hatching in the back line as well.
So many.
If eOnzErG struggles to control this army and just trickles into him and everything gets stormed, maybe Juicy could find some good trades here. But look how spread out all the lurkers are on the ridge line. Like, it's really tough to punish this, not only because there's a high ground advantage, but just because it's hard to get say a 3-for-1 lurker deal with a storm or whatever.
Yes, this is incredibly well done here by Eon. He's actually just going to collapse on the Protoss army here at this point, thinking he can just wipe it out. I don't think that's entirely wrong either.
He's actually not committing that many forces to it, but he has got one burrowed lurker under a dark swarm there, being super annoying.
Terran's nightmare.
Oh man. Yeah, Juicy getting a little bit outmaneuvered here. Yeah, unfortunately, eOnzErG kind of playing with his food ever so slightly.
Yeah, eOnzErG definitely feeling confident in this moment.
Yeah, he's barely using a fraction of his army to do this as well. It's kind of insane. He's close to being maxed out while this is all going on. And he's got his gas at the 9 o'clock mining too.
Getting his Niduses, getting spores and sunken. Yeah, he is ready.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Juicy didn't try and take a 4th base behind this as well, honestly.
That's true. For how much he's pushing out, he should at least be taking the mineral only, if not also 3 o'clock.
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely an oversight from him. He's going to have a real tough time breaking eOnzErG, and if he's not growing himself, he's going to very quickly find out that he's not able to stand toe-to-toe with Eon for long.
Yeah.
Eon's got a bit of a counterattack ready for 6 o'clock as well, it looks like. He's going in now. He's got a Defiler on the way. We have got some units moving into position to defend that. A couple of High Templar, little squad of Zealots. Maybe he can hold on to this.
Alright, there goes the Plague. Plague should help these Zealots disappear pretty quickly. And then good Dark Swarm.
Yeah, unfortunately, Plague and Cracklings are very hard to fight against for Protoss.
Yes. Especially with a little bit of Dark Swarm in here.
Right, yeah.
It's basically just toast.
And Juicy's having a hard job controlling on 2 fronts as well. He's got his army positioned to think about threatening the 12 o'clock, but it's kind of just sitting there doing nothing while he's cleaning up this attack at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now he's going in. Okay, let's see if he can break that. I think there's quite a few lurkers up here as well as Spore. 4 sunk is actually quite a tough base to crack. Theoretically he could kill this, but he's going to lose so much of his army to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive at best, and if worked, he might not even get through here.
Yeah, he shouldn't even try, because yes, maybe you can just barely break it, but you might not even kill the hatcheries, because by the time you've killed all the lurkers and the sunks, your army is dwindling, and there'll be some Zerg army coming in to clean up the rest. It's just not worth it. Yeah, and the fact that Eon even killed the Nexus at the 6 o'clock is a death sentence for the Protoss right now.
I feel like that's why he really wanted to try and break 12, but it's not happening, and now he's going to run into a bunch of lurkers in the middle of the map. Templars are just out there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Juicy even knows about the 9 o'clock base that Eon took as well. Maybe he would have gone for that instead.
Yeah, I don't think he knows. Oh, so many Templar just getting caught out here from the link.
Yeah, eOnzErG's playing really well, man. Oh my gosh. He should barely be able to save this Nexus, but it will still be on low HP. It's going to be easier to snipe later.
Fine, we'll just book another 12 lings over there in a minute.
Kind of reminds me of there was this Jin translated video where like what a random Protoss noob viewer was like arguing with effort, explaining how imbalanced Zerg was because they start with an Overlord for free and it has detection, and that you can load it up with 12 Zerglings, which is a terrifying amount.
But wait, can't you only load it up with 8 Zerglings? Wait.
Yeah, eight Zerglings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. That guy is wrong for so many reasons. I need to figure him out.
Yeah. No, I just misspoke.
Oh,
I meant
okay.
8.
That'd be like, that sounds like a Twitch chatter though to say, like, you can load it up with 12 links. Like, no? Alright, yeah, we're watching the end here as everything kind of rolls in. We're going to roll through the bottom again, try and take that out. Roll through here, take out the mineral.
This is such a one-sided game, man. Like, Eon's even taking the bottom left base. He's got like probably more than 20 lurkers on the map. He's close to maxed, and the Protoss is struggling on every single fight that he's having to contend with. And GG does get called. Eon with a very convincing win, putting himself into that winner's match.
GG's. A little expected,
GG, man.
but man, he made it look good.
Yeah, Eon's very scary, man. He's been grinding out this game for very many years.
Yes, he does not stop playing, it feels like.
Yeah, I think he's probably played more games than most of the other foreigner players that are active, honestly. He's like a real grinder Zerg.
I would believe that.
Yeah, he's played tens of thousands of games.
Yeah, man just refuses to stop too. He just keeps playing.
True.
All right, we'll get the next game set up here in just a moment. Waiting for the players. Got to get the overlay ready, of course. Can't let the overlay be wrong.
Yeah, next
this time.
game. Next game is going to be G5 and nesh. Feel a little bit bad for nesh because G5, he's one of these fairly aggressive Protoss players. Back in the day, he would almost always go for Bulldog builds where he would just try and overrun you right at the start of the game.
Well, good news. He might still do a Bulldog build, to be totally honest.
True.
I would not count that out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
All right. Gotta wait for our players to get in here. Do you have any prediction? Do you think we're gonna see some raves out of our boy Nesh? Mr. NA2 Port Wraith?
Maybe. I mean, to be honest with you, like Wraiths are becoming more and more meta by the day lately.
That's true.
So I guess it's very possible. It would be better on a map like Jane Doe. But yeah, you could probably still see it here, I guess, on Octagon.
Yeah, I mean Octagon maybe not, but I'm just curious. Let's see. So Nesh will, if Nesh loses, he plays against Juicy, and then the loser of G5 and eOnzErG. Yeah. I mean, maybe if he gets eOnzErG, he might try 2-port race. I feel like that's a very versus Zerg build, you know, TVT or TVT.
It is. Yeah, it's way better. I mean, theoretically, you can do it against Protoss, but it's nowhere near as good.
Yeah. I mean, a Wraith or two is good in this matchup simply because you get the anti-shuttle.
Well, if you're going to play Wraiths in TVP, you probably want to do like a more macro style of Wraiths. You can play like Tank Wraith in PvT. It's just very micro intensive, but theoretically it's good if you get like a bunch of cloaked Wraiths and you're scanning and sniping observers, harassing mineral lines, and shutting down Shuttle Reaver. It's actually potentially really good. It's just most Terrans aren't good at executing it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, Terran is, of course, the hardest race to play according to every Terran, right?
Sure. Yeah, apparently.
All right. Nesh said he needed a moment. He's on kid duty. So
I think, well, while we wait for him, while most people try and claim like one race harder than the other, I think they're neglecting thinking about the styles that are involved.
Yes.
For example, playing Reaver Ser is way more complicated than playing standard Protoss, right?
Hmm.
Playing Hydra Defiler is way more complicated than playing Crazy Zerg. You know, like it's
True.
all about styles as well as the races. So people tend to neglect mentioning that.
Yeah. But of course, Protoss has the
Like,
easiest styles.
in the meta, yeah, you could argue that. For example, Terran's mech transitions can be really complicated, and how to execute them, and the timings of knowing when you should transition. That is very complex. But just playing standard mech Terran or standard SK Terran, SK Terran can be quite mechanically demanding, but it's actually quite simple in terms of like what you've got to do and your thought process.
Yeah. It's. I feel like mech transitions are something that no Terran below 2200 should ever try. It is genuinely one of the hardest
Yeah,
things to pull off in this game.
it is. It is. So yeah, if you want to talk about what's the hardest race based on styles, I will say it's not that Terran is the hardest race. It's that some of the styles of Terran are the hardest to execute, like mech
Yes.
transitions.
I generally think SK in general, like any sort of bio play, is the hardest because just controlling Marine Medic in this game is a nightmare.
It's very mechanically demanding.
Yeah.
Very mechanically demanding. The problem is that Terran, in terms of building infrastructure, like constantly building depots and stuff,
Yeah.
like because of the way the SCVs work compared to say probes, you can just plop down a pylon or a building, and you can send it back to mine or
Yeah, you
whatever.
walk over, you drop down
But
5 pylons so you can forget about it
so
for a
with
few minutes.
so with yeah, so as Terran, you've got all these idle SCVs that just finished their buildings, and you got to go back and tell them to do something else. But you also need to constantly stare at your bio ball,
Yes.
right? Because you don't want them to just die for free to the mutas, and you need to constantly know when to stim and what have you. So yeah, in that sense, it is complicated. So much so that Flash would hotkey all 5 of his barracks, not just 3 like most Terran players, so he didn't have to look back to macro.
Yes. And being able to macro while not looking home is one of the most powerful things you can figure out to do in this game.
Right.
G5's listening in.
Deal with it, G5, true facts.
That's fine. He's gonna style on us when he beats Nesh, and then we get to go. Well, he won because it's the easiest style.
It's funny how bent out of shape people get over their respective races,
Oh
man.
man, it's hilarious because I don't take anything too seriously, as you may have noticed by now.
Same.
He's salty about Terran. Uh, but yeah, when people get salty like this, I just get to go poke, and they're like, "No, you can't say that." I'm like, "I can."
Yeah. G5 saying that Terran is easy peasy. All you gotta do is don't mess up, hit your build, hit a timing. GG.
All right, Nash is still on dad duty, so we're just
G5 saying he's never gonna bet on himself. He needs more confidence, man.
yeah. Honestly, I don't know.
He says he doesn't feel like he's playing good right now.
Yeah, I feel like everyone says that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. It's literally like in Dragon Ball Z where they will just like toy with each other and hide their power levels, you know? Like, oh, I've not played in 6 months, man.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't play, and then they show up and they win, and it's like, all right, well, clearly it doesn't matter if you play or not. You're still kind of good at the game.
I mean, when you think about it, it kind of makes sense because like StarCraft is such a brutal game where you're like effectively playing against yourself as much as the opponent.
Yes.
So it is kind of a big hit to your ego when you're not performing well,
Yeah, and you always
right?
have that
And
play
like,
level where you have someone you practice against and you beat them pretty consistently, and then you like take a break and you come back and you lose the game to them, and you're like, God, I suck.
Yeah, people tend to care about that stuff a lot. Like even Worst was saying, right? Like he's afraid to play because he doesn't want to lose to people because he's out of practice that he would normally beat. You know, it's kind of
Yeah,
a weird phenomenon.
and it's definitely true, but I I feel like people retain more skill than they think they do because it's muscle memory, right? Yeah, sure, it might take a game or two, or like you go do a 1A, 2A, 3A practice or something, you can get right back into it.
Yeah, it's not exactly like riding a bike.
No, but
Um,
like cooking,
because like obviously there's
right?
like
You'll do it a bit
there's like
different.
yeah, I guess there's like lots of intricate timings that you might struggle to do once you come
Yeah,
back.
you might not be up on the newest
You're
meta
over.
either. I think that's a bigger hindrance.
Yeah,
If you're like, if you don't play and you don't watch, I definitely think you're at a bigger loss than if you don't play and watch.
yeah. Like I noticed, like if I come back to playing after a long time, like there'll just be things that completely go out of my head. Like, oh, I forgot to send my drone to expand at this perfect
Yeah,
timing. After like a game or two, you get it, but there is like that moment
100%.
when you first come back where it's like, oh shit, I'm supposed to do this at this
Like,
time.
oh yeah, gotta click the buttons, man. Buttons are hard. It's, but I mean, it's also G5 in this scenario, right? It's kind of good at the game either way.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember one time G5 was like, "Oh, you can't be that bad at the game." Mind you, I was like 13, 1400 at this point. And he just
Right.
walked 5 zealots in at like the 5 minute mark. He did like a 530 move out, and it just killed me. He's like, "Ah, maybe you are that bad." And I'm like,
Oof.
"Yeah, I know.
Oof.
Thanks."
It was bad, man.
It is what it is.
This G5 saying this is like when they call a timeout before a big kick in American football. He's icing me
Yeah,
out.
we gotta run. We
Yeah.
gotta run like 18 minutes of commercials, guys. Players call it timeout. And you,
At least G5 can 1A, 2A, 3A.
yeah.
That's going to help him out a little bit playing Protoss.
Sorry, my dog is whooping in her sleep, and that just caught me completely off guard. Like, the heck did I just hear? Oh, he was having a puppy dream. All right, it looks like our players are ready.
All right. Nice. Took a little bit of time, but we got there in the end.
All right, here we go. Let's get it started.
All right, guys. Hope you're ready for it. Going into our second game of the evening, match number 2, G5 versus Nesh on Octagon. Spawning here in the top right. Has successfully dealt with the kids. Now he's here to play. It's Nesh. And his opponent in the top left, playing on Protoss, the old school guy, G5. And we're restarting anyway.
Yeah, it's.
And G5 sad. His split was perfect,
I
man.
hate that. It's. That's absolutely on me because we host at TR16 by default because global tournament,
Mm,
and so it's on me. I gotta just fix that real quick. I always forget because it's very rare that we actually have NA versus NA.
right. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So doesn't all. I'm over here making sure the scoreboard's right. Get the player cam set up or not because neither of them have their cameras on. And so it's like, well, we only do so much. Oh, Nesh set up its camera. We will have a player camera.
Ooh. Ooh la la.
All right.
Well, starting for real this time,
All
guys.
right. There we go. All right. There we go. Got it all. Looks like the players are ready.
All right, let's get it on. The IPSL Ro24 Group F G5 versus Nesh, and the map, it's Octagon.
Attempt 2.
Round 2, fight! Spawning here in the top right. Pretty good split as well this time. It's G5. And his opponent down here in the bottom left on Terran, Nesh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got a. I was gonna say, I don't think his split was that bad. Obviously, he
It was
landed on
pretty
the
good.
inside patch here, but I don't think it was that bad. But
Yeah, no, it was pretty good both times. He's just being a
yeah,
whiner.
as they were talking in the lobby, that these two are good friends. They know each other. I think the NA scene specifically is very tightly knit. Like, there's definitely some drama. And there's, I mean, anywhere you get StarCraft pros together, there's gonna be drama because that's just how it is apparently. But I feel like everyone knows each other. And we're all decently good friends with each other.
True, true. I have definitely noticed like a big difference in American culture compared to like British. Like in Britain, like we're very comfortable bantering, and when we shit talk, we tend to go a little bit harder than America, but it's all in good fun. Whereas like sometimes drama does appear when you're doing that kind of shit talking in America.
Yeah, we guys have soccer to thank for that. They help.
Hey, it's called football. It's called
the
football.
British invented the
right?
word soccer. You know, it's not my fault.
No. It's football. Don't give me this propaganda.
They just don't want to be wrong. It's fine. We'll be right for you.
Sure.
We're hosting the World Cup, so we get to say soccer. I think that's how that goes.
Sure, whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
But yeah,
this was an 11 guess from G5, so seems like a slightly more tech-heavy build. Might be wanting to go for a faster robo this game or something like that.
Sadly, no cross-spawn Nexus first. We could have had it after the re because now they're cross-spawn. We were so close.
True.
Nope.
They're gonna kiss their workers together here in the top left. Let's see how long it takes for them to notice. Oh, G5 hasn't noticed. That's a shame that G5 didn't even notice the SCV.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. He's gonna now have to go all the way in here and around. Meanwhile, Scout's gonna roll on in here. G5 might even confuse us as now he's bottom right. Because sometimes where it's like, oh, you see the Scout coming in. Instead of going cross spawn, you just go bottom right.
Yeah. He was too busy making probes or something. Didn't quite see that SCV.
Minimap awareness, man. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun because he plays Protoss.
Well, true. It's going to have a very fast range upgrade on the way, thanks to the 11 gas. Going to get a couple of hits on the Marine. Makes it so it only requires 3 shots from a Dragoon to kill. That's always nice.
Anything you could do to soften up these Marines because they eat way too many shots for what they're worth, you know?
Yeah, they're very tanky.
You can kill 1 tank or 2 Marines with the same amount of shots. It's like, wait, no, that ain't right. So yeah, anything you can do to soften
Well, let's see. It's going to be like a 25, 27 Nexus here from G5.
Opposed to 23cc. What's that in there?
Yeah, it's actually a very late Nexus from G5. Nesh can be feeling happy about this as long as he doesn't get punished by the first 2 goons.
Yeah, I think since we went a little bit tech heavier, like he's got that extra gas banking up here instead of the minerals.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If he wants to throw down a super quick robo, yeah, it's not terrible. But relative to the Terran, this is obviously better for Nesh. Does get a few shots off on the Vulture right away, which is nice for G5.
Machine Shop isn't spinning. We don't have mines unless it finished as I clicked away, which it did not.
No, it definitely doesn't have mines yet, no.
I don't know. I've got that observer lock where I click on a unit, it doesn't have an upgrade. I click on the upgrade structure, it's not spinning. I click back on the unit, it has the upgrade. What?
Ooh, G5's going to get this Vulture.
Ooh.
He's running around the other hand side. The Marines are coming out to try and save the day to escort the Vulture back to safety, but it also means the Vulture's not out on the map laying down mines. It will be finishing up. The mine upgrade will be finishing up any second now. He can repair the Vulture though, so it's not terrible, I guess, but not having the Vulture out on the map is a big problem.
Yeah, he just ceded all map control he could have had here.
Luckily, this is G5, so, you know, he's not really the kind of guy to go really super greedy with his third base timings and what have you. He's actually going 3-gate Observer, which is like the most cookie-cutter way you can play Protoss.
Yeah, which is really impressive when he knows that he had a beat on the Vulture for so long, then still going into 3-gate obs instead of going for a quicker third. That's, I mean, I get it. It's, you know, it's the safe standard way of playing, but I feel like he could have cut that corner if he wanted to with what he saw.
Well, just because you make the gateways doesn't mean you have to produce Dragoons out of them. Like, theoretically, he could cut Dragoon production and still throw down a relatively fast third, but it looks like he's not electing to do that this time around. He is just going to be producing as many goons as possible, and we'll have a very late third as a result.
All right. Going for a little bit of a move out here with...
Well, this is like an escorting force. Like, this isn't to attack. This is to try and, you know, maybe get a Vulture into positions to lay down mines.
Yeah. So we have total health of 1 Marine here. A couple of tanks. Ooh. Well, escort mission failed. The Vulture died.
Yeah, that didn't go so good. You probably should have ran that Vulture around to the 12 o'clock on the left to lay down a mine at the 12, and then the mineral only, and then this Vulture go around the right-hand side to lay down at the 3.
It seems he thinks that 3 o'clock is much more likely to be taken than 12 or the mineral.
I don't know about that, but maybe he's right. Oh, we're still going to get the mines, though. That's not bad, but
the observer's out.
A little bit late.
Oh. That mine saw its life flash before its eyes. And that mine doesn't stop anything.
But it does scout.
Yeah.
You know, like you can throw the Nexus down, but you know that they're throwing the Nexus down.
I'm going for the mineral only here instead of trying to grab one of the gas bases.
I'm actually really surprised that G5 is playing this mid-range. Like, this is about as safe as you can play as Protoss.
Yeah, he did, like we were talking about earlier. He did say he's a bit rusty, hasn't played in a hot minute. Maybe he's just the mentality of I don't want to lose to Nesh. No offense to Nesh, but G5 like I'm a better player than Nesh most times. You know, as we mentioned earlier, the pride of like you don't want to lose to someone you don't normally lose to.
And is that going to be 4 factories, or is he making a 5th? Is there? Oh no, there's not. It's just 4. Well, we did see in I don't want to spoil anything, but in the ASL, Later did use a 4 factory style in pretty much all of his games.
And these are 2 guys who are definitely caught up on ASL.
Yeah.
I'm not.
The 4 factory is a bit
but...
old school for now. Like, yeah, 4 factory is a bit different than 5 factory. But it used to be how a lot of Terrans played, like using 4 factory to put on pressure. And then like Mihu did the style where he made, you know, less upgrades and more factories, and a lot of players caught on to that and liked the style.
Guys, if you just make more units, you have more ability to kill them. And everyone's like, what?
Crazy concept. But it wasn't just like having more units to kill them, it was like having more units to safely expand
you
as well.
can get your 3rd base up pretty easily, especially on some of these maps where if you want a gas base, you're hiking.
It's in the meta to, like, if you can try and take like a 9-minute 3rd base as Terran. Like, it's hard to pull off, but it's really good if you can expand, or at least start making the CC at 9 minutes.
I watched our Toasted, and I thought the meta was 15 minutes. Sorry, Artie.
I think he's gotten a lot better. I think he's gotten a lot better at that. I think he makes his CC a little bit faster these days.
No, he really has.
Although he
all credit to the man. He's gotten so much better than what everyone's memed on him for the last years. But
he does still kind of stay in his quadrant of the map most of the game, but at least he's doing better timings.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see him. I would love. Obviously, we're gonna make the groups a bit random, just making sure that certain people who can play at certain times. But I really hope he gets Dragon's group. So I would love to see a rematch between them.
Yeah. All right, we've got a shuttle here from G5 sharking around, but 2 Goliaths with Karen boosters.
4.
Go to target that down. Only 1 Zealot gets out. These tanks are a little bit of an awkward position. Not many mines laid down, but Nesh is doing a good job of throwing down mines just in the nick of time to stop G5 capitalizing on that.
Yeah, there's no Zealots outside of the shuttle, though. When the shuttle failed, everything just kind of walked into the tanks and died.
Yeah, you got 1 Zealot out of the shuttle, which is suboptimal to say the least.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a beautiful defense there from Nesh. great
Yeah.
Goliath position, having 2 right here to catch them as they came around the edge here.
Oh, and as you can see, he did go for that sort of like 9-minute-ish timed CC that he's floating over now.
Yeah.
So this is pretty good from Nesh. Like these timings are really, really sharp. And compared to G5, to be fair, for G5, like this fourth base timing is a little bit faster than when he took his third. Relatively speaking, this is not bad to take his fourth base
He's
here.
still going to work on the keeping 1 base ahead of Terran, which is where Protoss wants to be. But
Right.
for this, we have about a minute where they're going to be on equal bases, and that's unfortunate for G5.
Yeah, his third was very slow. At least this is a much more meta timing for his fourth base. Let's see if Nesh can find a way of coming out onto the map.
If you can secure
How many
this,
factories have we got right now? Okay.
8?
Yeah, he's powering up all the way to 8. Yeah. Well, you can either go like 7 into early fourth base, or you can power like to 8 or 9 on 3 bases. And it seems like he's doing the latter.
I appreciate that his turret was at 198 out of 200 health, and then he scanned.
Yeah.
But if you can secure this general area, the middle, like he's working on, taking 9 o'clock here will be very doable.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to want to do that. Rather than like powering up on 9 factories, he's leaving a little bit of wiggle room to throw down this CC at 9 o'clock.
Huh.
So he's going to have a very strong economy against G5.
The Forge going down with the 4th base instead of the 3rd. So upgrades are
Well, I guess
delayed.
the 3rd is... Yeah, the 3rd is already kind of pyloned off, so I guess
Yeah.
he just wants to incorporate that as part of the Sim City down there.
Yeah, it just delays any upgrades. So,
True, true.
which honestly isn't
be-
as important for Protoss in this matchup as it is, say, for Terran.
Yeah. Well, +1 only just now finished for Nesh, so his timings are slightly delayed as well. G5 wrapping around all the way to the top left here. And this is a very open center, so G5 might be able to bowl this over. A lot of tanks are on siege currently as well, and he has leg enhancements. Not that many vultures to screen against the Zealots, but there's also not a crazy amount of Zealots, but there should be enough Dragoons in this army to start gunning down all of these tanks. This is a very good engagement for G5 so far.
Yes. Everything was so, like, we talk about deep siege lines, but it was more like one tank, every tank. Wasn't really a siege line.
Yeah, G5's doing a good job of mopping up most of this. Doesn't want to go too deep, though. Don't feed off too many of your Dragoons. Runs into some mines there, stepping on a few rakes on the exit, unfortunately. But that was a pretty damn good trade.
Yeah, we cleaned up a lot of the tank count here for G5, so he's got to be feeling pretty good about that. The thing is, though, is that Nesh, with that fight, now has the breathing room really to take this because both armies were cut down.
Yeah.
And he's on 8 factories, so he can get the tanks back pretty quickly with 3 machine shop.
Right. Yeah, it's not too terrible for him.
Yeah.
Like, supply-wise, it's actually favoring Nesh. It's just that fight went okay for G5.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that, like, the CC was faster for Nesh, the first expansion, and the 3rd base was slow for G5 as well. So, like, relatively, Nesh is still ahead of the curve. It's just that G5's making up some of the difference.
Yeah. So overall, I still like this. And generally speaking for Nesh, I don't think he's in exactly a winning spot. But I've seen a lot of Terrans come out much worse for wear after a fight like that.
Yeah, this is a very good position. If G5 knew about this 9 o'clock, he would be able to exploit it, though.
Yeah.
Luckily, he's just on mine duty, just going to sweep the middle of the map, which is what you should be doing at this phase of the game anyway. But if he knew about the 9 o'clock, he'd be able to rotate around and put a lot of pressure onto it.
Yeah, Nesh still trying to get some turrets up in the middle. A little hopeful, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, he's built up.
He has got quite a few tanks again. Yeah, he's doing okay. He's got his second armory finishing up. So his 2-1 timing shouldn't be too slow, but will still be a couple of minutes off.
Yep. Yeah, G5 definitely just doesn't know about this phase.
Yeah, he would have definitely done something about it had he known. I think he slightly misread it. I think he thinks that Nesh like powered into like 9 factories on 3 bases rather than 8 into 4th.
Yeah. And that is one of the things that just, if you take a break, you might lose that sense of, oh, I feel like he's doing this. And that's why I'm just in a habit of taking a unit, looking around the map, and hope for the best.
Yeah. It just hasn't entered his calculations that the Terran would take a greedy 4th earlier, as he did.
Yeah. Also,
but now G5's sitting on 5 base. It's not terrible for him still. But both players are maxed out, which obviously favors the Terran.
Yeah. I mean, you might clean up the mines here, but you're about to lose a dozen goons if you're not careful.
Oh, well, G5 actually does have some army over towards the 9 o'clock, and I don't think there's any units here right now. And right now, Nesh is trying to push across the map. So, you know, G5 is going to get in there and maybe force a retreat on the SEV line at least. He's going to force the rallied units to come up here to defend. It's going to slow down the Terran's advance ever so slightly because he's focused on this.
Yes. We'll get that pushed back here, but, I mean, we're just going to donate a few goons as an honorable trade. All right. Pulled some SBs off the line, but honestly, not too bad.
Yeah, so I wonder what G5's game plan is. Can we check the inside of the Protoss main base here?
RBs.
Okay, there's going to be Arbiter.
Ooh, with third Stargate coming down, he's definitely going to go for a carrier transition, right?
Well, he's researching from the core. That could be a fake out as well, though. Like, you could be, like, making that research so that when the Terran scans you, he gets scared. But
yeah.
It could also be for an actual carrier transition, too.
I would believe, because the thing is, if you're going to scan, he's going to scan right around here, right? He actually scanned over here, but that's only going to catch the plus. Like, you'll either catch the plus one or the other Stargate. And out.
Oh, wow. 4 Stargates.
Yeah, he's going to go carrier.
It seems like it. Yeah. Needs to be careful, though. Like, he might just die before he ever gets there. This is a pretty scary Terran army, and this, if he gets up onto this ridge line, it's going to be very difficult for G5.
Yeah.
You'll be relying on, like, a couple of money stasises to shut this down.
We talked about how difficult mech transitions could be for Terran in Bio and mech, but, I mean, going into a carrier transition for Protoss can also be scary. Terran unsieges, though, trying to move up, and that's the moment G5 jumps on it. Good stasis there.
Yeah, these are some big missteps from Nesh, unfortunately. He's completely thrown his front line to the wolves.
Yeah.
And now G5 should overrun the majority of these forces. Might want to pull back soon. Doesn't want to bleed off too many units since there are turrets here. So these arbiters aren't really providing too much value. Needs to back out.
Yeah. He doesn't even have enough to grab these when they unstasis now.
Yeah, I feel like committing to going to the center was a bit of a mistake from G5.
Yeah.
Nesh might still be able to find a kill move here, especially when these ice cubes thaw out.
Especially, like, G5's investing in 2 more bases. He's investing in carrier tech with the upgrades and everything. Nesh is just investing in another base and more units, which...
Right. I mean, in theory, G5 could win this game if he, like, survives for another 5 minutes. He's going to have, like, close to 8 carriers popping out and pretty crazy amount of interceptors, but I just don't see how he's going to survive that long. Like, Nesh is already knocking on the front door.
Yeah, the second rally point isn't set up yet. He's going to try and go in here for a break. There's not a lot here, per se, but we don't even have enough energy for
This should trigger Nesh to just evacuate the 9 o'clock and run it down really fast on the front line now. He knows there's no Protoss to challenge him, so he should be more aggressive with his push, killing this mineral only, maybe rotating a few tanks to the 12 o'clock and closing in on the main base as well. He could, like, rotate like 3 tanks to 12, 3 tanks to 3 o'clock, and kill basically 2 bases while containing the Protoss.
Yeah. And honestly, this base isn't even dead yet. He's actually got enough over here to at least stop it from dying quickly. The mineral only goes down.
Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising that he's holding on to that CC. And we finally see Nesh, like, breaking off some of these tanks to go play whack-a-mole with some of these expansions, but he doesn't need this many tanks to kill 12. He should have probably kept a few back in the contain rather than sending all of those up there.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot to buffer here for the tanks, but good D-Matrix.
D-Matrix is pretty good. Yeah.
Alright.
And he's got crazy amounts of rallied units coming out as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple more tanks come out, but look at that supply just dropping like a rock for D5.
Yeah. He's got the first 4 carriers out. The next 4 will be done next minute or 2.
But I mean,
looks like finally Nesh coming up to this top left quadrant. It looks like G5 is not going to get there in time.
sieging up a little bit close, but oh, that's fine. You freeze these tanks. I brought a few more.
Yeah, well, carriers are going to arrive right as they start killing the Nexus up here in the top left.
Yeah, but
maybe they can barely save. Maybe the main base in the top left will be saved.
Yeah, you should save the main base, but this is showing up with 4 carriers tells Nesh everything he needs to know in terms of, all right, you got 4 carriers. I'm going to need my Goliaths now, and I should be able to have enough by the time you have, you know, your next round of carriers.
Yeah. He actually didn't target down the Nexus with the tanks, so the Nexus is still alive. Vultures run by for the probes.
God, that's so low.
Basically going to play like refugee style Protoss now with like a few outpost mining bases helping you churn out interceptors. Because 3 o'clock didn't get killed, there's actually a tiny glimmer of hope for G5, but
yeah,
this should be a Terran victory.
Alright, the Goliaths have started coming out here. You know what? This is the moment when we need our 2-port Wraith, man. He actually didn't
Might take him a little bit too long to do it though. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny he didn't kill that. Well, he's now finally coming down here to kill the 3 o'clock.
Also, like, ah.
It's one of the last bastions of hope for G5, keeping this base alive.
Lost the tank to being sieged up a little too close.
Yeah. It looks like there's just not going to be enough for G5 to hold on here.
No. And you know what?
He's got the 8 carriers out, but he's barely mining.
Maybe G5 was right. Terran just does their build order and wins, right?
Yeah, maybe.
The thing is, there's still a fair amount of... You can see a lot of Terrans sometimes just only make Goliaths, and then they have no tanks, and Goliaths don't kill anything on the ground really that quickly. But Nesh still has a good amount of tanks here to deal with these outposts. He's gonna push right in here to the top left.
He also doesn't have that many Goliaths, so who knows? Maybe there's a way of G5 starting to see some tempo by wiping out small pockets of Terran forces before they can get a critical mass. It is really, really bad for G5 still, don't get me wrong. But you know, just 1 mining base is enough to build interceptors, so it's theoretically doable if the Terran makes some blunders here.
Even a long distance mine is natural, so that way you can afford more interceptors.
What are the upgrades on the carriers?
1-1.
Oh, just +1. Okay. That's not so good because the Terran's on 3-3. If the Terran was only on like 2 armor or something, maybe this would be easier. But the interceptors aren't doing a lot of damage. Oh, we are going to see Cloak Graves.
Just 1 port though.
Yeah.
I think, and I understand why it's not the meta. I do think Cloak Graves are the best way to deal with carriers though. Like,
theoretically, yes, but you need to kind of like know about the carriers in advance and have time to set it all up.
Yeah, I totally understand why it's not the meta. It's hard to do. You have to. It's expensive, and if you miss the observer scan, then you just lose, you know, thousands of resources for nothing.
I mean, you could like really style on the Protoss and like get a dropship with medics in it and like blind all of the observers before the Wraiths go in. Yeah. You don't see that anymore these days, but once upon a time.
Unfortunately, everyone actually tries to play the game now. I think, you know, obviously I'm a lover of how good StarCraft has gotten in terms of like the quality of play. I am a little sad though we lost a bit of the spirit of the game along the way.
Ooh.
Big day for G5. He's not supply blocked anymore.
You just need to host like a tournament or a show match where like you win based on style points. Like it's not just about winning the game, it's about winning a game with a certain type of strategy and certain play style, you know what I mean?
Alright, I have an idea for that now already. Because it was something I thought about before, never really pulled the trigger on. But you need to get a panel of judges So like 3 or 5, pros and casters. And then we just sit here and go, what do we think of that score? And like you watch a game and you have to give them ratings, like, gymnastics or something.
Yeah. Well, you get bonus points if you win with the build, but you've at least got to do something fancy. Like if you play like a normal standard game, it's like negative points.
Exactly. And then just the final winning, like the actual winners are just whoever has the most points from the judges.
Well, I mean, G5 fighting back a little bit here, but it's only a matter of time. Like these carriers are dying one by one.
Yeah.
Eventually, he'll run out of steam since he's got so many Terran bases to contend with. But maybe he can do it. I mean, like theoretically, it's possible that nesh froze the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Definitely possible, but not if we keep walking into mines like that.
What are the carry upgrades now? Are they still the same, or we got something better now?
2-1.
Oh, +2. Okay.
There.
Well, here come the Wraiths. I don't see any observers.
Nope, the observer went off.
There's one. Oh, he does lose a Wraith. Does lose a carrier to the Wraiths though.
Yeah.
There's still 7. So this is still a little bit scary. If he gets on top of the Terran production, like this is winnable for G5.
Is Nesh not mining his gases, right? The heck? He's like super oversaturating him. He just has no gas income.
G5 can actually win this game.
G5 might actually win this game.
If he gets on top of the Terran production line, get on top of them factories, I don't know. This could be very scary. Like 4 of these carriers are so close to death as well.
I can hear Terran whining in the distance.
I think if he starts targeting down the carriers, I think he still wins, but he's not actually shooting the carriers with the Goliaths that pop out.
But he had nothing to kill these 6 goons, which, isn't a lot, but it's still...
It's still something,
you still gotta kill him.
Oh my god, look how close the carriers are to dying. It's insane.
20 health.
No way. If he's got like no probes mining. He's got no probes mining, and he's still gonna win the game.
Everyone look at his player cam and look for the... Let's see what happens.
There's no way G5 should have won this game, man.
He's making 2 racks here in the bottom with an AK. Nesh! What are we doing, brother?
Float this. Oh, God. Oh, man.
Yeah, our mining consists of 2 long distance.
Theoretically, if he makes enough turrets down here in the bottom right, he could maybe win still.
I mean, he's got so many minerals here. Nothing else.
Just evacuate the 6 o'clock. Let him take the 6 o'clock, and then stay on these 2 bases in the bottom right and build tons of turrets.
All right, this is just in the new optimization of 9 SCVs on gas. All right, he actually did bleed out some carriers. There's only 6 in this group.
Manually target the carriers of the turrets.
To be honest,
there's a way of making this work.
Killing the interceptors here is still fun. Well, no, I guess.
It's still technically good. Yeah, but really, like so many of these carriers are on like 1 HP that just go after the carriers.
Yeah. Like the problem is that theoretically that's fine, but we still have 500 minerals, which is,
He still has the armory in the natural, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so he's still making Goliaths out of these newly built factories. What a crazy game.
Dude, this is nuts. We have 6 half-dead carriers versus a base.
I don't think G5 has like any ammunition to throw at Terrans after this game. Like
why do we have 3 barracks? Is it because we have so many minerals? Is like that it?
Probably. Oh my god, I can't believe G5 is gonna win this.
Oh.
Finally, a carrier goes down. Target the carriers.
Oh my lord. I cannot believe this. This is madness. Both of them are going to absolutely watch this replay and not understand how this game got to where it is.
Oh, this is so wild. Like, G5 is still not really mining as well.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it.
Neither can I, Nesh. Neither can I.
Oh my gosh. What did we just watch?
Oh no.
You're like, well, he's still making plenty of tanks. He can knock out these
Yeah.
bases. Yeah, but he's not got Goliath, son.
You know what? We always talk about it's like, yeah, you go too many Goliaths and you have no tanks. He went too many tanks and ran out of Goliaths.
Oof, that's got to be one of the worst throws I've seen in a long time.
Uh,
That wasn't in like an ASL match or something.
that was nuts. And
Oh man,
he's
Nesh
deep in the
has got to
replay
be
right now.
salty. Nesh has got to be so salty right now.
I'm upset for him. Honestly, that was his game. I'm upset. Like, obviously, I
Have
have no
you?
bias for any players, but like that was his game, through and through.
Yeah, I feel like he's only got himself to blame, though. Honestly, like,
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, that's why he's in the replay right now. He's gonna go figure it out. But while he figures it out and we get ready, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, it's gonna be our winners match of G5 versus eOnzErG, best of 3, starting on Generator. And I'm excited to see these two play on Generator. It's made some fun matches over the season so far.
yeah. I've actually been kind of enjoying it.
All right. So sit down, go get your drinks, come back, sit down, and we'll be right back with our matches. Don't go anywhere. Hello, friends. We are back with our winners match, G5 versus eOnzErG. G5 is like, what is this map?
Yeah,
The map pool's available. I'm pretty sure he's actually played on it already because it would have
right.
come up. I think it's come up in the qualifiers, but
Really bizarre game we just had there
dude,
between G5 and
that
Nesh.
was
Like, what a
crazy.
crazy comeback. Yeah, one of the most insane throws we've seen in a long time, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel bad because uh, obviously that was his game for so much of it, right?
Yeah.
And so I do feel bad, and he's definitely probably a little salty about that. But there's only, at the end of the day, that's StarCraft for you, man.
Happens to the best of us, man.
Absolutely.
That it's kind of like poker, right? Like being able to not get tilted is part of the skill.
Yeah.
Like not getting messed over psychologically, that's part of the skill of the game.
Yeah, and it's, if this was like round of 8, round of 4, third place finals, right? I could understand being like, all right, I need to go have a smoke break before the next game. I can totally understand that. Like, all right, we're going into a series. That was a best of one. That was the most best of one that I've seen.
Mm. Well, let's see if G5 can do the impossible and not only come back in that game against Nash, but also find a way of beating eOnzErG in a best of 3. It's definitely going to be a challenge.
Yeah, this is gonna be a hard matchup for G5, I think. Obviously, it's eOnzErG, right? But I think it's gonna be a lot
Yeah, we would hope.
harder than it was against JusttooJuicY.
Right. Yeah, I feel like G5 is going to put up a bit of a better fight than Juicy, but I kind of feel like the result will be similar though. Like eOnzErG is just so monstrously good right now. Only the top Protoss players seem to be able to go toe to toe with him.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, best of 3. Generator obviously is the first map, so anything can
Mm.
happen on this map. I think we'll get a long macro game, which favors eOnzErG, but I don't know. Looks like G5's had some issues getting in the lobby, so we'll need just another minute here. Do you have any spicy predictions of what we're gonna see?
Not really. I mean, I'm predicting a pretty one-sided affair from eOnzErG. I just don't see G5 navigating this best of 3 to a victory. He might be able to take a game off eOnzErG. I'll be really impressed if this is a 2-1 rather than a 2-0. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see the potential for a 2-1. You get that, later mid game where the Protoss army's just running around killing off bases that it can find. I I
Mm.
feel like there is a chance for a 2-1, but I like comparing this to like Nesh versus JusttooJuicY, which I think is more of a 2-0 category. So
Yeah, well, G5 apparently needs to take a moment to look at the map here. Not surprising. It is definitely a bit of a different map. Basically a Frankenstein of 76 circuit breakers and attitude.
yeah, and it plays incredibly well. Like it plays very much like
Yeah.
uh, maybe closer to circuit breakers than an attitude, but all right.
You helping him out there a little bit. Just letting you know, so far
Yeah.
Cheese hasn't been
Look, I
that
figure if
good.
I say that in every lobby, we're more likely to get macro games, which is a win for me, but like
Using your powers, you
power
should not be doing
suggestion.
that. Yeah.
No, it's fine. You're not gonna stop players from cheesing, but for players who've never decided to look at the map pool, I figure I gotta give them a chance.
Well, let's jump into our winners. eOnzErG versus G5 on generator. Spawning here. in the top left. That crazy comeback just now against Nesh. G5. And in the bottom left, one of the scariest foreigner Zerg players on the planet right now, eOnzErG.
All right, if he's one of the scariest, like, what are you thinking is the scariest? I'm not even gonna ask like a top 3 or anything. What do you think is the scariest foreign Zerg?
Well, it's kind of hard right now because like players like Zeke have obviously been like flaky and not wanting to play the game a lot.
Yeah.
Zhao Shui is a seriously sick Zerg player if you include the Chinese circuit. So yeah, it depends on if you're like including like China as well, or the players that were good but are now more inactive. It's kind of hard to say.
All right. Looks like we get a decent split here from eOnzErG. G5 just kind of waterfalls them up as they come back. And yeah, we'll settle in here for a game.
Yeah. I guess if you don't include the Chinese circuit and you just accept that players like Zeke are not playing much anymore, then the eOnzErG is pretty much top dog,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's definitely for me
all of those factors.
the people who are active, I guess is what I'll say.
Yeah. If you include active players only and the fact that and take away the Chinese scene completely, then yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, I would put like eOnzErG and then Striker, and then part of me wants to put like Zero is such a sniper in ZVZ that it sucks because you look at some results with like Krusty and Striker where he just beats them in a ZVZ, but he can't beat anyone else at the level. I love Zero to death. Love him to death. I'm glad to have him in the round of 16. He's a good player. But it's like, you give him Zergs, he's going to make it to the finals. You give him anything else, he's going to have a bad time.
Yeah, he's got a different approach to the game, and obviously he's a very busy guy. He doesn't have time to practice that much and what have you. It is what it is. Well, this time around, by the way, G5 was a little bit greedy. Threw down the Nexus first, and then the Forge Gateway, and now we'll be finally throwing down a cannon. Trying to get away with murder with these fast and hallucinated mineral patches.
You know, and you said I shouldn't have warned them that cheeses are bad on this map. It encourages them to be super greedy. And then what happens from there? Well, if they get punished, they get punished.
Yeah. Well, I think that's four lings total for eOnzErG, and the cannon started at the right time.
Yeah,
so
you should be fine here.
Should be fine. Should be fine.
You might need to pull a couple of probes to block the gap, but yeah, he's gonna pull one.
Against 4 lings, you don't necessarily need to.
Whoa, that drone just gets away.
If it was 6 lings, then you definitely want 2-3 probes or something at least. But yeah, with just 4 lings, it's not that scary.
Cannon. This is a really good cannon spot too, because if you're trying to run your lings in, you have to try and break for the natural mineral line, and then they just get caught up in the probes and die to the cannon. This is gonna hit you all the way to the ramp, basically.
Yeah. Let's see what Eon wants to do as a follow-up to this.
That'd be a layer.
Seems like he's just playing super standard. Now, when you are playing from behind in ZVP, generally speaking, you actually don't want to do anything fancy. You just kind of do your thing and play from behind and just deal with it. That's usually the smarter choice, and it does seem like that's what eOnzErG's going to do here as well.
And a player the caliber of eOnzErG, if you play a bulletproof game, you just wait for your opponent to make those tiny mistakes that you'll see at this level. Or like your cannon is 1 second late, you know, you drop your whatever a second late, right? And so that's what he's going to capitalize on here pretty quickly.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world that the Protoss has been able to be a little bit greedy here.
Yeah.
Like, they'll have a stronger mid-game timing, obviously, but it's not like it's an auto win or whatever. Like, as long as you play a solid game, like you say, you can still be fine.
Yeah, and I'm also sure that eOnzErG's been in this position more than once, you know?
Right, yeah. Like, no shade to G5, but this might make the game more even.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like with how good eOnzErG is.
Yeah, and these are the kind of things that G5 really needs to do to really be competitive with Eon, right? As you're saying, make it even.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. He's already killed the probe scout early, but doesn't really matter too much here. He's not worried about a Hydra bust or anything like that.
Yeah, we got all the real scouting info that was needed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's fine that the probe dies eventually. It's gonna die eventually unless you take it home. If you want to do there,
Okay, well, this Hydra Den is a lot faster from Eon than the one he did against JusttooJuicY. So this is actually like a cross-tech style now that we're seeing from eOnzErG. So he could theoretically threaten a pre-storm timing with the Hydra if he scouts the Hydra Den, or if he doesn't scout the Hydra Den, he could actually go for it. But he should check all 3 bases.
Yeah, he was gonna go for the Overlord there, and that's dangerous because if you kill that Overlord, the Scourge will be popping as you go to scout.
Oh, he's actually not going to check that 3rd base.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
So now this is very dangerous. So if you don't know about the cross tech and you know they don't know about it, you definitely should pull the trigger on the pre-storm Hydra bust.
Yeah. You're gonna get away with murder here. It's like, all right, well, you got to be greedy. I'm gonna get away with making Hydras that you don't know about. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the Protoss player won't check again with these Corsairs until he has like 5 or 6 of +1. So not in time to see the Hydras being made.
Yeah, and he took a big break in producing one. Like that was sitting there for a second. He's gotta be a little bit later on making more Corsair.
Yeah, scouting around with the Scourge in the main. Probably he's not going to be able to kill any of these Corsairs, but he's getting some good efficient. Oh, close to getting one there.
Ooh.
Sheesh. That was a little close for comfort. Well, let's see how many Hydras are being made right now, because I certainly feel like he should be going for it. Yeah, he is making a decent amount of Hydras. Yeah. Although because of the Nexus first, like, G5 does have more stuff than usual. So, you know, if he gets out here with these speed lots and puts some pressure on to these bases, he could take the wind out of eOnzErG's sails from being able to set up a timing.
Yeah, so now the Corsairs come in here. You see the Hydra Den. And he's still going to commit, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to transfer the Hydras over from the natural down here. It's a pretty okay Sim City, but it's going to have to use the drone drilling to stop too many of the Hydras going down.
Drones are going down, though, in the meanwhile. We're going to try to get the Overlord here. If we can get that, get out with the Corsair.
He hasn't supply blocked eOnzErG with this, but it's something.
No, but
if you make the DT behind this, that would be sick.
Yeah, and he's also forcing a lot of Hydras to trade out there. Thankfully, eOnzErG is keeping a rally here in his natural to protect the Overlord farm. G5 was like, oh, well, this is a great opportunity. If you can force all the Hydras to dive in for your Zealots, you just go around picking up Overlords everywhere else.
Yeah, well, another way you can defend against the like storm timing Hydra bust is by obviously like killing Overlords and then making DTs to defend it.
Yeah, that's Corsair DT is a strategy as old as time.
Right, let's check the natural of the Protoss, because right now eOnzErG trying to pull the trigger on this, and as you can see, he is not ready. Has got the High Templars just popping out now, but we'll take another 20 seconds or so to get that energy to be able to storm.
We actually end up letting these cannons finish instead of targeting him down, which might just be enough.
He is going to kill a lot of probes,
yeah, we're going to lose a lot of probes here. The probes went out a little too far to battle. It's like 600.
We'll check the 6 o'clock.
Man, these guys are
he's got a few Zealots down here as well. Yeah, this is some real gaming going on right now. Like, he's barely not breaking G5 completely. He's just now slightly supply blocked eOnzErG, but he made a bunch of Overlords all at once, so he got out of that supply block almost instantly. But these Zealots are doing a lot of harassment at the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're forcing a lot of... If all of these Hydras were able to go across the map, G5 would be dead.
Pretty much. He maybe just barely can stabilize this.
Yeah. All right.
eOnzErG's still in a better position, but at least G5's not dead,
Yeah.
right? Like, he should have died, basically, and he hasn't.
Alright, Invisible Man going out. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Overlords because we've just been making so many because they keep dying. Oh, poor Hydra. But no, no, no!
Yeah. No one saw it to file a police report as well.
Alright. We don't look at our mini-map and see the shimmer.
Well, there's enough Hydras here to defend this, so I don't think the Invisible Man is going to do anything to him.
No.
Taking a 4th base as well behind this is eOnzErG.
G5's hunting for an opportunity. Ooh, meters are popping now. He's not going to see it, though. Oh, he is actually.
Ooh.
If he's...
Yeah, seeing that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, you're not going to get a cancel on that hat.
Well, I mean, G5 should be dead, so the fact that he's still in the game is something, but I don't think he's going to be able to stick around for much longer. I think eOnzErG is going to get crazy big in this game now.
Yeah, this is exactly what Eon wants. They had a very good trade there, and now he just gets to play his game from here.
Yeah, this went about as good as it can get for eOnzErG without just straight up winning the game completely.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's actually credit to G5 of how good of a player he is with decision making. Because sending those few zealots
he should
down
be dead and he isn't.
really made the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's...
Okay, got a little pack of mutas.
It's also possible
mutas
that G5's going to throw so he can get the map pick, because it is loser's pick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oof.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's just overrunning him right now.
Yeah. Oh no, we killed the pro.
Like he's already behind in the game, so any damage is pretty good here for Eon.
Yeah. We lost a few mutas, but we made up for it in everything else that we killed.
Yeah. He might even be able to like have enough time to make a round of drones for the 4th base as well, which is crazy.
Oh. Yeah, we got plenty of Hydras, plenty of potholes around. We're gonna just... Oh, he's split. Interesting.
It is risky though. Like a lot of Zergs are hesitant to saturate the 4th before they know for sure that they've got enough units. But in this case, I feel like he can be pretty confident about it. Like there's just not a lot of stuff for G5.
Yeah, so I think I was talking with Striker at a LAN or something about is there a point, because you have so much lava, right? And you can either make workers or you can make fight units. And I asked, is there like, should you make both at the same time? And his answer was always no. Like, you don't want it.
Yeah. It might be like one situation in 1,000 when you make both, but usually no. Usually like you wait for a breathing moment in the game where it's like, okay, I make 1 or 2 rounds of drones and back to units.
And eOnzErG here has been splitting his production. I've been watching drones and Hydras pop here. Oh.
I think that's one of those rare
he's in the right spot
exceptions to that rule. Yeah, exactly. He can get away with that. Oh my god, he's killing so many High Templars. GG is called. Game 1 in the winners match, going to eOnzErG.
Jeez. eOnzErG makes it look easy, man.
He really does, and it certainly isn't easy. You know, every person that's played Zerg knows how hard it is to play at this level.
No, it's crazy. You know, some people consider ZVT the hardest matchup. I think ZVP is a much harder matchup. At this
it's
level.
Funny because like in theoretically ZVP should be the easiest matchup for Zerg, but there's so many things you have to do well on a fundamental level to make it easy.
All right.
But I'm a little bit biased because I prefer ZVT over ZVP.
That's fair. I mean, if you like it, there's no getting around it, you know?
Yeah.
All right. We got our players in. We're doing Andromeda game number 2.
All right. Looks like both players are ready. Let's get into it on the IPSL Group F. Game number 2 in the winners match. G5 versus eOnzErG on Andromeda. Spawning here in the top left on that Protoss race, it's G5. And his opponent down here in the bottom right. Such a monstrous Zerg leading the series 1-0, eOnzErG. Such a huge map.
This is a huge map, and it's incredibly Zerg favored.
Surprised that G5 is picking this, to be honest with you.
So I do know that he's friends with Sony, and that he said that one of the main reasons he was playing IPSL is because we were running Andromeda. So I think he just wants to get some reps on it because he's the kind of guy who's been around for so many years and like, you know what, I wanted to play on this map.
To be fair, like, yeah, G5 is a very old school player, so he might just like the idea of competing on such an old map.
Either he's not going to go for
we
a
saw
wall,
Worst do this, right?
Go for like a 2-gate?
Well, we saw Worst do 1-gate tech on this map, remember? True. He did like 1-base Reaver. Wow. Let's see if he wants to do 1-gate or 2. The way he's positioning that gateway makes it look like 2.
Yeah, I feel like 2, but I guess we're going to find out here pretty soon with another 100 minerals or so.
Kind of crazy to do that on such a big map, but I guess you are kind of almost certain that the Zerg will go for a hatchery first on such a big map.
Yeah. Nah, he's going 1-gate.
Oh, it is going to be gassed. So he is basically doing what Worst did. Let's see how he wants to develop that, if he wants to do Reavers like Worst did or not.
I wonder if eOnzErG was around during this era. I don't know how long eOnzErG's been playing.
I don't think so. I think Eon was a little bit after that era. Yeah. Not by much, but a few years.
So I wonder if G5 is going to do some old school build. Something old and crazy to try and confuse it.
I'm not sure about that, so I'm not confident with that statement, but I'm pretty sure Eon's a few years after this era.
Okay. He just drops the hatchery right here in the middle. Like, no, I know how to play this map. Don't worry.
That'd be such a crazy move.
Okay, that is. I had to double check.
It's not like StarCraft 2. It's not like StarCraft 2 where you got those gold mineral bases.
Yeah.
Well, he's kind of faking a cannon rush right now.
The thing is, if he had a forge, he absolutely could drop the pylon here and cannon here. But eOnzErG not respecting it.
Well, he sent down like the bare minimal amount of drones, which is just a transfer to the natural anyway. Yeah. So like either way, it's good for him, right?
All right, it's gonna be a robo.
Okay. And it's cross map as well, which takes a little bit of the tempo of this timing away from G5, which is a shame.
Yeah. eOnzErG taking the in-base mineral. This is the kind of map where you could see a 973 off of your natural, basically.
Right. So the advantage of taking this mineral only is obviously you've only got only one entrance to cover defensively, and the natural. But it also does kind of force you to be in a more Hydra-centric style of only having access to 2 gases. So it's kind of like a, you know, pro and con type deal.
Yeah, it's not ideal if you want to play a, you know, a tech-heavy game, but if you want to do a Hydra game, that's it. It's perfect.
I mean, you'll still see like Zergs on match point take a gas as their third rather than mineral only because they just value that third gas so much more.
Yeah, it's much more common in our modern gaming.
Yeah. Oh, there's the hydrogen.
Yep. I mean, he knows that G5 hasn't taken a second gas, so
it's a little bit slow as well. Like it was like just after 4 minutes, so it doesn't seem like he's doing a normal Hydra Burst timing. This seems more defensive of a Hydrodon.
Yeah, I wonder if he's confused because he sees G5 sitting back at 1 base.
Well, it could be so many different things. Like it could be like one base Stargate into. It could even be scouts. It's not going to be scouts because it's cross map. Anything is possible from the Protoss. Like this could be Reaver, could be fast Stargate. You don't know, so
Yeah.
better to just play it safe.
Overlord YOLOing in. All right, we should be able to stop the scout. Yeah, Overlord's gonna turn away.
I wonder if he's going to be more successful with this than Worst was.
Well, I would say that generally speaking, G5 is a little bit better of a player than Worst. No offense to Worst.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. And honestly, like this might be not eOnzErG's strong suit, right? Like he's probably not used to playing against one base Protoss very often. So he's probably not feeling very comfortable himself right now.
Yeah, I am kind of curious what he's thinking, and well, there's a non-zero chance we can just ask him after this, you know.
I think he'll still be fine, but yeah, he might be a little bit outside of his comfort zone for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a bit of a breakout here. There are, you know, some Hydras coming across. They do have speed.
Well, I wonder if he saw that shuttle behind the goons with that Ling. Lings don't have that much of a sight range. He's gonna wrap around with the Hydras and go for a backstab.
I like this.
Let's see if he can also defend back at home. He's got a sunken on the ramp pit. Okay. He's taking this super seriously.
Yeah, he's committed.
And there's hardly anything back at home to defend.
7 Hydras. Oh, there's a Reaver.
Ooh, it's slugging it out. Hasn't got a Scarab yet. Ooh, Reaver's gonna go down as well on.
Sniped hard. Oh no.
Oh no.
He wasn't looking. Yeah. GG. Unfortunate.
Yeesh, that's a rough way to lose the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we have to ask eOnzErG what he was thinking there.
Yeah, Eon is through to the round of 16, guys. Clean sweep in this group. 3 wins, 0 losses.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah, he's kind of good at the game.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right. So we're going to line up eOnzErG here for an interview.
Let's see what the man of the hour's got to say for himself.
All right. There he is. Let's drag him up. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the eOnzErG. How are you doing today? Congrats, by the way.
Hello, hello. Thank you.
Oh, that's loud. All right, there we go. Sorry, chat. That was a little loud.
How are you doing today, Eon? How are you feeling about the games today?
I think I'm probably happy. The performance, I think it was really solid overall, especially in game 1 against
JusttooJuicY.
JusttooJuicY. It was. I think I'm probably the most proud about the game. I feel like it was really solid from the start to finish.
Yeah,
I didn't really overcommit to anything or just like. I think I rated it very well, to be honest. I'm happy with the game.
Yeah, were you originally thinking about eOnzErG and then was just like, oh, I'll just go Hive, it's fine? Or what were your plans going into that as the game developed?
No, I from the get-go, I wanted to just to hold my positions, just to you know, for fortify my setup on 4 expansions. And then Octagon offered me the possibility to take a fit expansion later on quite nicely if I just secure four of them. So that was the plan, pretty much. Because I knew attacking his expansions will be really difficult. based
yeah.
on like his pension is very close to him. He puts his army with High Templars. I can't really do too much aggression there, unless I commit to Mutas or something like that. But I thought like it wasn't really needed. Like thinking the plan from the get go, just like fortify my defense will probably just bring the best result. And I'm happy with the game.
Yeah, man, you played really good. Quick question about the game you just played on Andromeda. I'm assuming you haven't had tons of practice against one base Protoss. Like, how did you feel about that game?
Well, not especially about one base Protoss, but the map I think I played the last time probably 2014 or 2013. It's been a long
Yeah.
time, but something I realize now is that one base Protoss expansions, one base Protoss builds on Andromeda doesn't age very well because do you have many are only inside your base, so you are pretty much on 3 expansions from the get-go.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it doesn't that build doesn't really age that well. I imagine that if you play like something like 2 gateways, like let's say 9-9, because not even like 10-11, I think 10-11 is too rich, but 9-9, maybe you can put more pressure into Ser.
Right.
But yeah, I don't feel like that's the most optimal map to do something like that, because if you think about it, I was already on 4 hatcheries and fully upgrade range, speed. It's almost like ideal conditions for me to deal with any of like his plays. Like you go like Corsair first, and it's still very rich. You go DT first. The only build that I could like really like sweet a bit is like 3 gateways mass speed silos. If I don't read it well, then maybe I die to that.
Okay. By the way, what year did you start playing a lot of StarCraft 1v1s? Do you know, like when you first started?
Probably 2011, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was roughly placing you at.
Yeah. So how much have you played on Andromeda before today? Was what we were really trying to figure out. Like, have you even?
I didn't play any games.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But I know the map, and I watched many games on
Yeah,
this map.
yeah.
It's not really something like it's it's just like riding your bike, I guess. You just
Well,
so
I have to say that against Terran, it could be something different because the timings and the big mains, all of that can't really. I don't know how well that aged on modern play against Terran.
Yeah, it's a massive map.
Yeah, it used to be even. It used to be a 50-50 split between Terran and Zerg on Andromeda, but that could be way different now with the modern meta. I actually don't know how that would go at all.
The mass drop cheese is, I guess, is totally different. I don't remember like Terrans doing mass drop cheese Terrans are doing now. So
it would definitely play out very
differently.
differently.
That's a good observation.
I'd be curious to see how like mass drops is played out with because you have that area that's blocked off by the reactors adjacent to your main base that overlooks the natural on the low ground. I'm curious if that would play into a bigger effect nowadays. Like you just do a marine tank drop up there to delete the natural, you know?
I remember back then when this map was played, Terran started to do make a switch. And that was the play style.
Interesting.
Honestly, mech switch is probably like my most favorite thing to watch. Even as a Zerg player, I actually really like watching Terrans do mech transitions.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny because like Mega Switch, I remember it was like super hard to deal with, but from one day to other, everyone started to do 2 starports, mass vessels into PCs, and just stopped doing make all of a sudden. I was like, like I don't know if you guys know the meme of this guy from, I think it's the TV show The Boys. This guy Anthony, like he's looking, amazed, like it's like something. I'm like, bro, everyone just stopped doing Meg. Okay, that's good for me. But it was always like super strong to deal with. I don't know why people just like all of a sudden just quit doing Meg Switch.
They're hard, man.
Yeah.
I think that's the real answer. Terrans are bad at it, and it's hard.
No, but he's
Eon.
coming back now, and he's very strong again.
Yeah.
So I just don't get it. It's like Flash, you know, like Flash quit playing. Oh, we're not doing mech anymore, I guess.
Eon, I think I may have asked you this question in the past, but I'm going to ask you it anyway. Like, what about StarCraft do you enjoy so much, and what motivates you to like keep grinding and playing as many games as you do?
I think like just like challenging yourself like constantly that you're trying to do something better, and it doesn't have like a limit. Like there is something that always pushes you to do something. You can do always something better. Like there is no limit to the game. It's almost like I said this before. It's like each game is like a new star, new movie you are making, and the end is going to be completely different. So that's probably the most addictive part I find from this game. It's just like, and then obviously when you don't manage to do better and you crash and you crash, that kind of like push me.
Yeah.
To trying to break the limit.
Okay.
Sometimes it's really frustrating, but yeah, part of it is just like it's like a limitless game that you just found, and it's very fun to always finding solutions, and I don't know, it's almost like it's funny because you can sometimes I find myself watching esports and other video games competitions or anything, and just like that kind of inspired me to do builds in StarCraft. I tried it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't translate that well, but it's almost like, yeah, you can apply so many things to this game. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of think of it as like having an infinite skill ceiling in infinite directions as well. Thinking about your future in this particular tournament, you've got like 4 groups you could be in. Is there a particular group you would rather have? You've got Dragon as the seed in one group, and then Bonif in another, Zero in another, and DeWalt in the final group. Is there any particular group you would like to get to play against one of those guys or avoid one of them?
I don't know. As long as it's not like the last season that they put me DeWalt, Bonnie, and in the same group, I think that's probably.
Yep, we shouldn't have that for this
an
season.
improvement from last season. That would be cool, but apart from that, I don't really care about it. Like,
so you don't want the group of death?
Nice.
I can't believe it, man. Players these days.
He doesn't want to be ample in ASL, basically.
Fair. All right. Yeah, do you got anything left you want to say to the roaring audience, the great fans?
Hey man, thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoy the games I played today. I think for once, I did a good job.
Yeah.
You did good, man.
Good.
All right, guys. GG's, man.
GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG's. Have a good evening. Good luck in the rest of the tournament, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We're going to roll right from that into the losers match between JusttooJuicY and Nesh. Honestly, we're going to have a banger here. Sorry, Nesh just turned his camera back on, so I have to flip that real quick.
Nesh asked, can you build in the middle? I literally said to you earlier that he might be just going for like a BBS or something. Oh, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, that is the most Terran thing. To be fair, Juicy is now also double checking, so.
Imagine they both go to the middle. One builds double gate in the middle, and one goes double fat barracks. All right, let's jump into it, guys. The losers match here in Group F of the IPSL. Juicy versus Nesh on Generator. Spawning here in the top right. Had a bit of a hard time against G5 throwing that game on Octagon. Let's see how he does in the losers match. It's Nesh. And his opponent down here in the bottom right. He's just too juicy.
All right.
This could be quite a close series, actually, between these two.
I really just want to watch both of them send a worker to the middle. That's all I really wanted to see at the start. I was holding my breath.
That'd be so crazy if like they were both proxying in the middle and it was just barely not on screen for each other as well.
I love when that happens. Maps have like big middles where you can both build, and it's like, all right, you guys are just gonna walk ships in the night, man.
Yeah. Looks like that's not gonna be the case this time around, though.
All right.
Gateway and barracks being thrown down, so not even getting cheeky and greedy on either side.
No. Can't believe no first buildings, no Nexus first, no CC first. These guys don't even know how the map works.
Seems like a lot of players are really struggling with the split after the Lucid-nated minerals run out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not easy to do. Like,
Right.
You really need to know. You got to practice that kind of thing.
Well, I guess you either get really good at clone splitting, or you like hotkey each worker as they pop out on a different key.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I remember hearing some higher level players saying like you can group them in twos. So you have hotkeys for 2, 2, and 2, and 2. And you split them that way.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then you
I can see that.
Like you clone them out from there, or you just let them bounce. Definitely, I think there's more than one way of doing it right.
Yeah, for sure. At the end of the day, it's what works for you, right? Like what gets you the best result. Obviously, another method might work better for the best player in the world, but
yeah,
might not necessarily translate to the best result for you personally. I think Artosis still splits his workers with the clone technique, which is crazy to me, but I guess yeah.
I do like 4, 2, 1, 1. I think. I have to think about it because I'm just it's such muscle memory that I don't even think about like the cloning action. So
I just like boxed them all to one mineral and then manually left click, right click the other 3.
Yeah, it's like 4, click top mineral, grab the bottom 2 here, grab 1, grab 1.
Yeah, with Zerg it's really hard though, because if you want to be like optimal with your split, you kind of have to pay attention to the alignment of the drones so they like bounce off the corners of the hatchery if you can.
Yeah. Drones are not the smartest worker. You know, I've heard a lot of people complain about SCVs, but I think drones are much dumber.
Yeah, I think probes are like the best out of all 3 workers in terms of their responsiveness and how nimble they are and what have you.
Yeah. All right. Well, got a nice little early Dragoon here. Gonna see just the Marines vibing.
Yeah, takes a little stab at the Marines. SCV Scout coming in. Nexus already on the way. This was a pretty optimized Nexus timing. Here from Juicy.
Not gonna get in the main. Well played. We're gonna go for the bunker. He's gonna play this nice and safe, even though he's 2 factor behind us. Oh, only 1 machine shop.
Nesh is gonna get a little aggressive here.
Ooh, dive in deep.
Now he sees that there's no CC being made.
Yes.
I guess there's a chance that the Terran made it on the high ground, but if you're making the bunker at the front, the chances of you making that CC on the high ground are so low.
It should be on the low ground. But he also didn't see the extra Marine in the back, I don't believe. So.
Cool. He's going to get a Marine.
Yep. And the Vulture gets out on the map.
He's still hiding the Marine, the SCV there, like he's gonna build a CC, but it's like kind of obvious that you're not doing a normal build at this point.
Yeah, it's JusttooJuicY has to be reading this as something's going wrong. He might not have read it as a fact yet, but there's got to be some amount of alarm bells going. What's going on here?
Yeah, my eyeballs would be popping out my head a little bit if I saw this from Juicy's angle. And he is going to go 3-gate obs, which is like, we've talked about it before, the cookie cutter safest way of playing PvT. So that's going to help give him a good edge dealing with this. Sometimes you even need to pull probes to defend against this timing.
Yeah, He's gonna need to be ready for it. I mean, 2 vultures, 2 tanks, 3 SCVs, another vulture. Gonna have, you know, maybe 5 goons, 6, depending on when these come out of the gateway. But yeah, if you
yes. Oh, what's he building over there?
eBay maybe?
What was that? Yeah, I don't know.
It's just something to float.
He has
In.
pulled the Dragoons out of position though, so now he can pounce on these 2 Dragoons.
Yeah, we can mine them
Suddenly,
off.
there's 2 Dragoons caught out on the side here. Maybe there's a way of Nesh making this work with the Dragoons slightly split up and the mine connection as well.
It doesn't connect.
Does
That
actually
one
get the
will
connection.
though.
Oh, that one does. Oof.
All right, all the
So
mines
many
here.
dead Dragoons.
All the goons here are having a bad time.
Oh boy, this is gonna get a little bit spicy now. Probe starting to go down to them tanks.
Just, oh god, he's just clicking down the probe. This is beautiful. Oh.
I would say the humanity, but these are robotic units.
Yeah.
And not even the Terran race.
Get your workers
okay,
right.
Try and... Oh no, he's gonna try and pounce on the tanks, but he's gonna lose all of his Dragoons. Does manage to get 2 of the tanks. Can he get the 3rd?
Oh.
The probe! The probe got the tank!
Yes, if he was stuck, it wanted the repair, but...
That was a hero probe.
Yeah.
Double HP and damage.
So, we didn't kill the Nexus, which is one of the main things we're trying to do with a push like this. But we killed off all of the probes.
But really, he should be making a CC behind this as a continuation play. He has the money for it. He just hasn't done it yet. I think the SCV is going down now, just a little bit behind schedule.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that the CC hasn't started yet. It could have had 30 seconds earlier, realistically.
Yeah. And those seconds do matter in a game like this where you're denying the mine in the natural for a little bit, and that gives you a bit of a window to catch up ever so slightly.
Especially if you don't kill the Nexus, you're just deleting probes. You really need your command center to be following up. You're like, all right, well, we're back to mining at about the same time. Yeah, Juicy should come in here, see this, and go, oh, you know, maybe it's not too bad.
Yeah, he's probably feeling okay about the position, despite losing some probes.
That means up in supply. Not by much, which is fine in this matchup.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad for Nesh, considering you trade off a lot of Dragoons.
Yeah. He's getting mined everywhere, though. It's going to be a while before Juicy is able to roam the map freely.
Yeah, I feel like he should just take his Nexus right now. Just keep expanding as Protoss. Let the Terran play catch up while you continue to grow.
Yeah.
Looks like he is doing that. Yeah, he's throwing down the Nexus now.
Perfect position to do it. Terran can't really do a whole lot. You've got vision. Terran is going to try and do something, but...
He's got like 9, 10 Dragoons, something like that. I think 10 total. He should be able to flank this, or at least get a good trade.
Alright. We're going to get set up here.
Well, this Vulture's going to run into the Dragoon wall on the right-hand side. Doesn't barely die.
Whoop.
Oh, this unsiege.
Yeah, we're going to try and get out.
Prompt the Protoss. Yeah.
There is one mine covering the retreat.
So what do we do here as Terran? Do we just bunker down on 2 bases, or do we get super greedy?
I almost wouldn't hate him trying to take the mineral.
Could probably get away with it. It is a very
defendable,
like attitude. It's like got these little choke points you can defend, right?
Yeah.
So it's not as hard to defend.
You put like a couple of depots here. You put your tanks in this area right here, and then mine.
Yeah. Land a barracks in front here or something.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely feels like he's setting up for a quick third. It's a great way to have your units prepped as you move into here.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't hate him doing that, honestly. We've got some vultures going into the 3rd base now. Snipe 1 single probe before dipping. Does look like he's eyeing up taking that mineral only, and I don't hate it.
from our lips to his brain.
Right.
Although the problem is usually we're caster cursing things, so this might just end very poorly for him.
Yeah. He's going into a 5th factory before throwing down the CC. I think that's fine.
Yeah. Understandable. It's a little bit safer that way. You get your production online, you get everything moving the way you want it.
Right. Let's see how quickly JusttooJuicY is going to try and take his 4th. Because he could take it right now if he wanted to.
He's got goons in position like he wants to move down here. He just hasn't.
Yeah, what's he got in the main base? Let's check the Protoss main.
6 gates.
Okay.
Arbiter's coming on up
Going
here.
Arbiter, yeah. So he wants to do like 3 base Arbiter into a 4th base, which is why this is delayed.
Yeah. Not a bad build.
It's pretty old school. Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Beautiful
Ooh,
from nesh.
catches the probe. Nice. Every time you do that, you're slowing them down by like 30 seconds. Even if they instantly send a new probe.
Every time you kill the probe, headed to the next base, and
can he get again?
swings, right?
Can he get again?
Yes, he can.
Oh, he does.
He's not getting out of here, but worth.
It's actually a big deal, right? Like you've slowed down the 4th by like a whole minute for the price of 2 vultures without mines. That's definitely worth it.
Battle Goliath.
Oh, I don't know what this is.
That was definitely
Haven't you heard of
one of those where it bounced off something and the repathing just kept going.
what you mean you haven't heard of the 12-minute 1 scouting Goliath build on?
The Goliath run by, singular Goliath run by.
Like just confuse your opponent and mess with his head, you know?
You know, if it works, it works. I don't think it worked though.
Yeah, maybe not. And now he can't 2-volley a shuttle with the Goliaths anymore. He's only got 3.
Yeah. Well, there are no shuttles though. Good
Yeah.
scans though. He's gonna confirm that it is Arby's.
Yeah, in this case, it doesn't matter too much that he's only got them 3 Goliaths.
He's probably gonna pump out a few more, seeing the Arbiter tech. So good scan timing.
Mm-hmm. It seems like he's going to do the same thing as he did before against G5, just go up into 8 factories and then maybe think about taking a 4th.
Yeah. Seems to be his way of playing, and well, you know, it might not have worked against G5, but I do think it has a little bit better of a chance to work against JusttooJuicY.
If there's no carriers, right?
True. If JusttooJuicY just drops 3 more Stargates and starts pumping carriers, well, nesh is screwed.
Nesh might as well just GG out in that case.
I like that he's pushing over here
Where's-
as he gets ready to take 12 o'clock. The
Yeah.
classic, like, follow my
That's-
hand, and he's stealing your watch with the other one.
These are some very tight choke points. Is going to have an Arbiter to fight off against this, though, so let's see how many scans the Terran player actually has, because he was scanning a lot to confirm the build order of JusttooJuicY. He might not have tons of energy in the bank.
He's got 3
Okay, 3 scans total. That's not too bad.
No, it's not ideal, especially since they're all just about 50 energy. So if 3
Yeah.
scans don't do it, you don't have a 4th one ready.
Yeah, you kind of want to like send SCVs of your army to like start building turrets while you're scanning.
Yeah. Just gonna get sound some mines.
Okay, well,
Ooh, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. JusttooJuicY's getting over here to a 5th base location on the left-hand side, but that gets caught by the vultures before the cannons are finished. Might be able to shave off a couple of those.
Yeah. JusttooJuicY's not quite keeping his observer with his goons, so eating a couple mines here and there, getting in here and clearing this mineral line.
Yeah, quite a lot of dead probes. Not the worst target firing ever.
No.
It's a decent amount.
He does trade out most of his vultures, which isn't great, 'cause he doesn't really have a lot of mines covering anything. There's
Yeah.
no buffer if Protoss decides to just YOLO on in here.
His 4th base is a lot later than it was against G5, though. Protoss is already maxed out, and we're barely not even on 140 supply yet, so I'm a little bit worried for nesh.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot. Still playable, but not hot.
Well, lucky for him, there's these tight choke points. Maybe that'll make the difference. We'll see if he can hang on. You basically need like 140 supply to hold off a max Protoss, but still need good positioning and what have you, and good target firing with the tanks and that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, we have high ground advantage here. We're gonna use the Goliath to buffer against the Goon army that's posturing.
Oh my god, this army looks really scary. Look at how many zealots there are. I see hardly any vultures.
Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna stop these zealots from getting on top of the tank.
Ooh.
No mines. No nothing.
Arbiter goes down, but doesn't really matter. There's just so much meat on the bone for nesh to have to chew through. I feel like he's dead, man. I don't think he can hold on against this.
I think that's all she wrote for game number 1.
Yeesh. I mean, it wasn't a terrible transition out of the 2 factory. It was just a little bit behind the curve of the game.
Yeah. GG is
Yeah,
called.
GG. Pretty convincing 1-0 lead there from Juicy.
Yeah, that's good for Juicy. That's unfortunate because I really want nesh. Well, if he wins, right, he has to rematch against G5, which is gonna be painful.
True.
But also, I don't know. I'm a big nesh guy. I like him. I've met him at LAN. Cool dude. Want to see him do well.
Honestly, though, like I'm gonna steel man him a little bit and actually say, while it's tilting that you lose in that fashion to G5, the main takeaway is that he was in a fantastic position against G5 to begin with.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just that he kind of blundered at the end, right?
100%.
So he should be quite confident, thinking, hang on a minute, I played a really solid game against G5. I just kind of like lost my way at the final hurdle. So really, you can be quite happy about that result, despite it feeling salty that you lose in that fashion.
Yeah, and if people solved their mental state, we wouldn't have any issues in StarCraft, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, StarCraft is as much a game of mentality as it is skill, you know?
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of similarities drawn between poker and StarCraft rather than chess, because it's a game of incomplete information. It's a positional game. You're factoring in the range of play from your opponent and what you have available to you to represent. And ultimately, that mental game is what makes or breaks a player in the long run.
Yeah. All right, let me get the map pool so we can get map number 2. So, yeah, man. And I feel like Gypsy is the perfect epitome of mentality versus, like, skill, right?
Oh, yeah? Elaborate.
Like, Gypsy is one of the best Terrans just in the foreign scene. But yeah, have you ever, like, listened to him talk? And then he just, like, rages and then quits and doesn't play for a month and deletes his Discord and everything he's got on YouTube and Twitch.
Well, StarCraft is such a weird game. Like, when you get that good at StarCraft, it's, like, so challenging not to have a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You know? Like, your ego kind of gets inflated the better you get at the game, but that can also stop you from getting even better at the game, right?
Yeah,
you kind of hit like a wall of progression where you kind of can't get over your own ego.
Yeah, and I feel like his time in Korea has kind of showed him that, where he's kind of getting slapped around by the almost round of 24 Koreans, and it's like he's kind of having to deal with that, and it feels bad, but
yeah. And that's not just an exclusively Gypsy thing. No. That's just a StarCraft thing. Anyway, we're jumping into game number 2 here. It's going to be Juicy versus nesh on Attitude. Spawning here in the bottom right, having a pretty fantastic game number 1. He's just too juicy. And here in the top left, needs to dig deep to claw his way back in this series. It's nesh.
But just to not rag on Gypsy alone, there's been several foreigners over the years that have gone to Korea to try and compete because they're the top of our scene.
Yeah.
and
Right.
had some bad times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, it's not just a gypsy thing. Like, you see that happen to a lot of StarCraft guys, and it's almost like they are the rule, not the exception. Like, there's not that many players at that level that don't have some degree of that issue to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, players that have gone, like, you have Cadenzi, she went over there, did well, but not as well as expected. Gypsy, obviously. DeWalt, I know, lives more on the Asia side because he moved out of Russia a few years back for obvious reasons. And he's still not quite at the Korean level. He hasn't gone quite to Korea yet, I don't think, but it'd be really sick if he did.
He's the closest, though.
Yeah.
He's, like, so close to being at, like, the 3rd or 4th tier Korean level.
Yeah.
Like, so damn close.
He just needs more variety. From what I've heard, the Koreans just all say that what he does, because he does the same thing every time, and they just teach their low-level players to counter it.
I've said the same thing about him. That's like the only thing that holds him back. Like, he does execute his style so well, but if the other Korean guys know that that's what you're going to do, they're going to metagame you.
Yeah, it's not hard to play around someone who's on rails, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of the toughest things that foreigners have got to contend with, is just there's not as much information available to the foreigners that the Koreans have had for so many years, and they have kind of gate-kept that information, right?
Yeah, and that's part of why I've been trying to revamp how we do foreign translations with Zerg, where I've been doing like a monthly subscription. You sign up, you pay $10 a month. We translate as many videos as we can with that kind of money, get as much information from the Korean scene. And obviously, it's not everything, right? The Koreans specifically don't make mods of a strategy until they've figured it out and they've had other people figure out how to beat it, right?
Yeah, it's very true. And you can't really get practice against Koreans as well. Like, if you play against a Korean on a ladder and he knows you're a foreigner instantly because it's 24... Well, here's the funny thing. Even if they don't just quit, even if they are willing to play a game with you, they're not going to play their best strategy.
No.
They're going to play something like very standard and cookie cutter just because they don't want to show you what they've actually got up their sleeve.
Or they just cheese you because they assume they're better. And, you know, that's where you get like five gate Zealot all ends. You get some BBSs.
Right.
I don't think I've ever gotten four pulled by a Korean, but
pretty standard openings. It's like a 21 Nexus here from Juicy. Very greedy opening.
Yeah.
Just, it's like about as greedy as you can get without doing like a Gasless or a Nexus first as Pronos.
24 CC, so they go down at similar times at least.
Yeah. Well, he's skipping over the bunker. And you might get away with it because the second goon isn't moving out. Oh, sorry, the first goon isn't moving out. So, yeah, there's nothing to worry about here for nesh. Ooh, the probe actually gets in. What the heck?
I think he was just as confused as we are as how that survived.
That shouldn't have happened. Where's the third Marine gone? He's gone into the main to kill the probe?
Yeah, I chased him down.
Yeah, okay.
Can't let him survive.
Okay. That probe is crazy. Honestly, this is a good build order from nesh so far. This is
gentleman's agreement.
Even though the Nexus was greedy, this is really good for nesh. The fact that he's actually getting into the main base with his SCV is a bigger deal for him than it is for that probe getting in.
Yeah, absolutely. But Juice is like, oh, I got my probe in. You know what? I'll be kind. Here, get your SCV in here. Go ahead and take a look.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't actually see the third pylon, but based on what he did scout with the 2-gate and what have you, like, you know that there's probably a third pylon there. You know that this isn't going to be like a proxy robo Reaver bust in your natural or something crazy.
Yeah. Of course,
or a DT
we dropped the robo right after the SCV dies, so it does also delay the robo a little bit because you're like, oh, I want to drop it after his scout's done.
Yeah. He can also delay his eBay because he saw the 2 gateways. He knows the robo's not super fast. He knows it's not DT, so yeah. Some Terrans won't. Some Terrans will still build their eBay at the same time, no matter what they scout. But the higher level you are, the more you'll be like optimizing when you actually build those tech buildings.
Yeah, and that's part of like the being reactive, right? Not just doing your build on rails.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually really important as you get higher and higher level that you do that.
All right, we coming in here. We got a couple vultures,
Okay.
the Marines, tank.
Yeah, this is just a pressure play, an escorting force to come over here and make sure we can try and deny this third base timing as much as possible. But needs to be careful. He's getting a bit too deep with this army.
Yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Not good at all. He should not have gone deep with that tank there. He should have pulled back as soon as he saw those dragoons.
He wanted to get those mines down and try and get the biggest hits, and the vultures just kind of died instead.
I'm not sure about that thought process from Nesh. He knows it's 2 gateway production. He knows there'll be a decent count of goons. You shouldn't go deep with that escort at all.
Yeah. Perhaps we're gonna get a PvP deciders. No rematch.
It's looking like it, right?
This Marine's just vibing. Yeah, I should probably go home now.
Yeah. He's didn't get too drunk, so I'm sure he'll be able to make it back, stagger back to the home.
Yeah, after a long night, sometimes you got to stagger home.
Yeah.
Just the other side of the city.
Hopefully you're not so drunk that you end up going into somebody else's house.
Yeah. Don't want to do that, but it looks like he made it to his house safe. A nice little safe bunker.
Yeah. Just throws himself onto the bed. Doesn't even take off his clothes.
If you're lucky, you might not even make it past the couch. That was a long walk.
Well, I mean, this game was going good for Nesh until he lost that tank. Now this game's a little bit better for Juicy.
Yeah, that's the start Juicy needed. Play standard.
That's a fast Citadel. That's a really fast Citadel.
Yeah, it is a little quick. Stargate coming on up.
It's gonna go Arbiter. Yeah, only got 3 base Arb.
We're just bleeding out vultures, Marines.
It's actually not the best map to go 3 base Arb on because you haven't got a third gas right away. It's not bad. It's just not good.
Yeah, it's not the best. This base, while incredibly defendable because of the wall here, unless of course tanks are on the other side of it, it's a mineral only, and that's the trade-off.
Yeah. Let's see how fast Nesh wants to take this third base.
Looks like he wants to.
Because I really don't feel like he should be aggressive. Like, after losing that first tank, I feel like we just take a very quick third CC and chill.
Yeah, I feel like that's what he's trying to do, but I don't know. This man's surprised us a few times so far.
A 9-minute CC, I think, is ideal here for him. Yeah, he's taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
And we're just gooning up here, securing the third base.
Typical Chad gamers gooning.
Yep. Gotta keep gooning. If you stop gooning, you ain't winning.
True. Well, let's see what Juicy wants to do. If he wants to play this slow and just use stasises with his arbiters, or if he wants to get a little bit fancy and go for that recall based play. We actually don't see recall utilized anywhere near as much these days.
I would love to see recall used more. I get why it fell out of favor. It's gotten pretty easy to stop for a Terran. Like the eBay's in the right spot.
Well,
you just have a, science vessel here to EMP.
Yeah. But there has been one development. Like, now players are starting to recall on top of tanks more if they do recall.
Yeah.
Like, seeing like a pack of Zealots recalled onto tanks used to not be a thing, and now it is, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're using it more like a shuttle, basically.
Yeah.
Shuttle that unloads all at once and can't be killed.
And the units underneath it are invisible when they drop out.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And you recall a second arbiter always, so that way you just... Whoa.
Instantly stasis. Oh,
Oh, can he get in here and stop
if
this?
he catches this probe.
Oh, he sees it. He gets
Ooh.
it.
Oh, he gets it. That's the second game in a row now. He's killing these probes, trying to make expansions.
Yeah, he is very on top of his vulture micro. It just sucks that he keeps
it's not
throwing
been
them all
bad.
away, because then he has none, and Zealots just run over his tank. You know?
That's the thing that Terrans tend to forget about. Like, you don't want to get so aggressive with your vultures that you can't defend a counterattack.
Yeah, clearing out a mineral line feels good, and it looks good in the clips and everything, but and then all of a sudden you just get run over by Zealots, and you're like, oh, this sucks.
And you got to find a balance when you're doing it, for sure. I don't. Is he just doing one Stargate Arb in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He kind of has to though, because of the mineral only. Like, yeah, you kind of can't go crazy.
Doesn't have any extra gas to spend on it yet.
I mean, I guess you could, but then you'd be like not making many goons at all, right? You'd be like just making non-stop Zealots.
Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose. Congrats, you have arbiters that do no damage to anything. Like 10 damage of explosive.
Let's see if he gets away with taking this 9 o'clock. It's got a depot wall already set up here.
I don't know. It's gonna be. It really just comes down to if Juicy accidentally scouts this, I feel like.
Well, this is also a good recall target.
Yeah, we have moved the NG bay a little bit more forward. Honestly, wouldn't hate him moving it forward enough where you can kind of see the edge of the natural here. But
what are these Goliaths doing? Oh, he's trying to get the observer.
ah, that's cheeky. Oh,
that's very cheeky. I kind of like that. It's actually kind of cute.
That was really good. I can't even be upset on that one. Was not good, but it was great.
It was a good spectator move.
Tempest
like
plays clip. Let's go.
Yeah, he needs to run them back now though. They're kind of like getting a little bit close to death.
Scans for any other observers. Like, is there another one? Can I do this again?
There's one right on top of them now. Oh, he gets it. That's a lot of dead observers, man. He's only got like one left.
Yeah.
Well, looks like Juicy moving into position to try and break through this Terran line, but there is so many tanks. Has got enough energy to go for a stasis on a few clumped up tanks somewhere around here.
Oh, that one's
only gets one
surprisingly
tank.
not that good.
Yeah. Now, I mean, theoretically, Nesh should still defend this. Like, it's such a bottleneck for the Protoss to attack into. Like, Juicy probably should pull out.
The most balanced map means a 60% win rate for Terran, of course.
This map is okay for Terran. What are you talking about?
If it's okay for Terran, it's got a 75% win rate. You're right.
yeah. Of course. Well, Juicy needs to be careful here. He can't afford to bleed off any more army, or he's gonna risk getting counterattacked.
He's looking for another base, and he assumes 12 o'clock, but...
Yeah, well, 9 o'clock actually makes the most sense for the Terran. So I'm surprised he's not checked that.
Yes, but the way Nesh has his army, where it's all up in here, this is the base you would like. If you had all your army down here, right? You'd be like, all right, he's protecting everything to transfer down into here. He's got it all up here.
Well, do you think Juicy didn't watch the game with Nesh versus G5? Because he should be able to figure out that Nesh likes to go for pretty quick fourth bases.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you're not watching the broadcast, that's on you. It's a 90-second delay, so you're allowed to watch when you're not playing.
Right. Well, he's got a probe transfer coming down here to his 5th base, but Terran's getting very close to moving out. Like, when he hits about 180 supply-ish, he's gonna start just diving across the map.
Yeah.
Oh, Protoss isn't even going to wait for that on. He's actually going to try and like push in here. Realizes maybe that's not the smartest idea though. Backing off now.
What's great is there was nothing to stop the Zealots in here when they were about to walk in. Just a couple of free tanks.
Yeah, maybe should land that barracks over there.
Oh yeah, not a bad idea.
Oh, there's a small attack to the 9 o'clock here, just pure zealot, but they can't get in because of the.
Poor Zealots are confused.
Yeah.
In the heat of a battle like this, where you have a big game going on, you might not even think about the fact they bounced off of that.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and charge in again here. This is a little bit of a sloppy move, but he does get a good stasis.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Probably
one.
wants to pull out once all of the zealots are dead. Like, now would be a good time to pull back. And it's always got more zealots coming in, actually. Okay, so
unfortunately, he's going to lose
maybe
a
stay
lot
a little
of
bit
goop
longer.
for this, though.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of this trade, but with the extra round of zealots, maybe it was okay, but I don't think so. I think like he should have pulled back as soon as the first set of zealots started to dry up.
We have 4 tanks in stasis here, so like this is blocking any of the zealots from getting over here to the rest of the tanks. So
yeah, sometimes stasis can be against you as a Protoss.
yeah.
Who's gonna get the depot? Okay, he's gonna start coming in now.
All right, yeah, we don't really have any.
Terran is moving out.
We don't have any like we have 1 Goliath here. That's really only anti-zealot unit in this area.
Well, this is stopping the Terran from attacking right now because he was about to advance, and then he rotated his units back to defend. So it's
Yeah.
buying JusttooJuicY some time. Needs to desperately set up a rally point in the bottom right.
He's getting 2 gateways online, it seems.
It's not too bad. It's a tiny bit slow, but it might just barely be quick enough.
Yeah. Cool. We get the depot before it finished building. But we have a lot of ultras here, so the zealots are not going to be nearly as successful this time around.
Yeah, it seems like JusttooJuicY's just trying to annoy Nesh as much as possible and force him to rotate his army over to this 9 o'clock, and then just like JusttooJuicY's moving all the way to the 12 o'clock with his.
Yeah.
This isn't bad theory from Protoss, honestly. Like pulling the Terran back and forth while you're growing yourself.
Yeah, just
this
pull 'em
is
apart.
pretty good StarCraft. Yeah. If you got the stasis on the ramp here, that would have been huge.
We are going to get out of here, it looks like, though. Enough army to stop this.
Oh, recall on the tanks. There we go. We were talking about it earlier.
From your lips to his ears.
Yeah, asking you shall receive. Looks like he's got enough here to kill this CC as well. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, this base is broken. And that's horrible for Nesh.
Yeah, because like it's not just killing the base, it's stopping the Terran from attacking you. It's like such a big win for Protoss right now because he's throwing down more gateways in the bottom right, he's getting another base. He can max out quicker than Nesh can, so this is going so well for him. He's even doing a bit of a attack at the 9 o'clock as well.
You know what they say about the best defense, right?
Best offense, yeah. Best defense is offense sometimes. It's certainly true.
That's exactly what JusttooJuicY is doing here as he pulls Nesh apart. And supplies are dropping for Nesh like a rock, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's just outmaneuvered him in this game.
Yeah.
Like, Nesh was looking really good, and now he's starting to fall apart.
Poor Nesh.
And the army at 12 o'clock is leaning on the rally point a bit as well.
Yeah, there's not really a lot here to lean. It's more like a light feather push, but I mean, it's enough. It forces Nesh to be bouncing around.
He's just like doing the Goku thing of like instant transmissioning all over the place. Like appearing behind him, tapping him on the shoulder, and then leaving again.
Yeah. We're gonna come in here again. Oh, that was close.
Oof. Yeah, Nesh is very close to death here. He can't keep up with this pressure. And JusttooJuicY's just growing. This is like really good game theory from JusttooJuicY. Like this is how you play StarCraft at a high level. You just keep applying pressure to your opponent while you grow. Now he stasis the tanks on the ramp as well, completely locking out any hopes of getting to this 9 o'clock to defend it.
This is beautiful, honestly. This is
a really good game from JusttooJuicY. Yeah.
This is a lot more than I expected from JusttooJuicY. I know he's like 1900-ish or somewhere in there. But this
is still really good game theory for a 1900.
yeah, this is beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the play.
Like, nesh is no pushover. I feel like nesh sometimes gets a bad rap because there's a lot of really good players in the NA scene, and nesh is just like, oh, it's the 2-port Wraith guy, right? And I feel bad because nesh is not a pushover, and JusttooJuicY's making it look like, oh, I can just beat anyone.
Yeah, this is a really solid game from him. Nesh was set up very tight as well. JusttooJuicY had to get very creative with his maneuvering to pull him apart like this.
Absolutely.
Oof. Yeah, this is going to be a tap out from Terran soon.
Yeah, we got top right too now.
Yeah. Like, at the moment, JusttooJuicY is like lining up like multiple win conditions at the same time.
I mean, if we hide the names real quick, it's be our toasted ladder game. And that is not a knock on nesh. It is just JusttooJuicY is playing so incredibly well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, he's still got 2 bases of mining. I mean, as any Terran will tell you, as long as you got 2 bases mining, you can live, but
yeah,
he's not going to thrive,
yeah.
right? Like, once this 3rd rally point is set up, the writing is on the wall for you, and it's only a matter of time until those GG letters fall.
Yeah. Unfortunately for nesh, he is just a little too juicy to be handled. Oh, we get a stasis?
Yeah, it's just so much Protoss to handle.
Then look at this. He's making sure all of his goons get in here so they can fire. Instead of this.
I'm really impressed with JusttooJuicY in this game. Like, he's played such a solid game.
Yeah. That means got good upgrades too. Repairman's good.
Well, he could have killed the tank.
Yeah.
Well, he still does.
It just took a fair bit longer.
That's a very delayed defense matrix.
Don't worry, you're safe.
I'm helping.
It's crazy because,
Yeesh.
like, from nesh's perspective, it's got to feel like, okay, we're just barely holding on, right? Like, he's even gonna try and drop ship out here to deal with the space. But at the same time, it's like, you know, it might feel like you're holding on barely because you're just getting some good fights. You're still 90 supply down.
Yeah.
And every base in the map down, basically.
Right. Yeah, this is just not enough damage to come back in the game. He's going to get overrun at the 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
He just spread too thin. Like, you can't be this far behind in supply and cover 2 different locations that are complete opposite ends of your rally point.
Yeah, this is where a lot of Terrans fall apart, really, is trying to keep once you're past 3 bases, trying to figure out what you're going to hold and where against Protoss would be so hard.
Which is usually the complaint from most Protoss players, that you feel like you have to play perfect to not let this happen to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a recall here.
Ooh. Ooh.
You're right, this base is recall bait.
Yeah, it is a good base to recall. It's just so far away from the rally point.
Yeah, SCVs are dropping like flies. Nesh, I mean, I get it, right? Tournament life on the line. You don't want to GG out until it is GG. But it looks like it is.
There it is. Yeah. Gonna be having that PvP finale. G5 versus JusttooJuicY.
Oh, boy. This is going to be good. Honestly, JusttooJuicY has impressed me a lot. So I'm excited to see this.
Pretty solid play from him, gotta say.
But before we do, it does look like the ads are about to run, so we will take a quick break so that way there's no ads for the finals. When we get back, it's going to be JusttooJuicY versus G5, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the final match, the deciders.
Yeah, going to be G5 going up against JusttooJuicY. Means we're guaranteed to get another Protoss in that round of 16. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be happy about that. The apes will be rejoicing, swinging from the chandelier.
Yes, this is the moment of apes.
Yeah, 3 of the seeds are Protoss as well. Going to be a lot of
Yep.
Protoss.
Honestly, I think this is a pretty decent Protoss turnout, considering how most foreign tournaments end up. I feel like
Yeah.
Protoss is just the flavor of everyone when you're good,
Yeah,
but
you
you're
got
not.
no better than Dexter and Worst as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that means you're guaranteed 7 Protosses.
Let's see, we have Nomad, Dexter, Brett, whoever wins here. Yeah, Dragon Bonnet and DeWalt. Yeah. Damn. Your brain's a lot quicker than mine.
It helps with the caster roll.
I don't know. I stand by the don't do math on stream.
All right, guys, jumping into it now. The final game of Group F, G5 versus JusttooJuicY on Generator. Spawning here in the top right as the brown Protoss, it's JusttooJuicY. And his opponent down here in the bottom left, rocking that magenta color, it's G5.
So, of course, G5 is favored here in terms of, I think G5 is a good player. But it's a mirror. And Juicy has shown that he's doing pretty good today.
Yeah, he can hang.
Yeah.
There is a lot of crazy shenanigans that can happen in PvP, right? You can have a lot of build order wins, a little bit rock, paper, scissor. You know, is the guy going to go DTs? Do you open up safe with observers and die to 3-gate goon? You know, all kinds of things.
Yeah. Do we just both go DTs and it's just a crazy game?
We saw that, right?
Yeah.
We did see that.
Cool. No, it's not going to be anything fancy.
Nope.
That's...
I imagine both players are going to take their gas.
Juicy's thinking it's very late, comparatively.
I think it's just because the splitting was better from G5. I can't say for sure, but it might just be like, yeah, after the hallucinated minerals.
Yeah.
I also saw one of the probes glitch out a bit for Juicy right at the start of the game, a little bit.
That'll do it, yeah. Sometimes you just get a little bit lucky and sometimes you don't, right?
Hmm. Yeah, seems like just a slightly more crisp build order from G5 overall. I guess Juicy could get a little bit fancy and go for a mana pylon here. Doesn't look like he's going to get it, though, at the moment.
I would be surprised. As much as I would enjoy a good mana pylon, I don't think we're going to get one.
Well, the timing of the probes, it looks quite tricky to get. He had a small window to get one just there, but his probe wasn't in position.
Yeah. Juicy still hasn't gotten the right scout off yet, it looks like. Which is
yeah, he's doing an end scout and getting a last scout as a result. It's like the worst case scenario.
Yeah, this is not great.
Mm-hmm. And like, because G5 scouted him so early, like he can even get away with like not making a zealot right at the start as well. Whereas Juicy did make a zealot, so not only were the optimizations better for G5, now he's like overall more optimized as well.
Yeah.
Without, you know, having an extra 100 minerals in the bank.
You definitely, these little things add up over time. if you can get away with them.
Yeah. Oh, gonna intercept the probe now. Can he shut it down? One more shot.
There it is.
Yeah, he
No
gets it.
misses.
No, there is always like that 1 in 255 chance that you miss, right?
Yeah.
Like it does happen.
I've seen it happen where it's just the silliest miss ever, and it changes how the game is played out.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do over here, G5?
It's like 0.33% chance of missing no matter what happens in the game.
Yeah, which is crazy. You would never see that in a modern game.
It does add a little bit of flavor though, right?
Yeah.
Like there'll be like some weird engagements as a result.
Oh,
Ooh, this is pretty
this is
big,
beautiful
catching
for
this one
G5.
Dragoon and the other one. Ooh, this is very punishing for Juicy. Has got a Zealot to make up a little bit of the difference. Not sure it's going to matter as long as you stay away from that Zealot. You're going to pick up 2 Dragoons for 1.
Yeah, this is great for Juicy. As long as we get around that. Or great for G5, sorry.
Yeah. Nice little pickup there to start things off. And he's already throwing down his Nexus. This is a pretty greedy Nexus.
Yeah, he's content to just, we're going to go ahead and get a goon. That's plenty enough for me to throw down the Nexus. And I mean, on the one hand, right, you know that Juicy's not going to come across because he just lost 2 goons. But you also just confirmed to yourself that you're going to out-micro him in a fight like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a confidence booster.
There is going to be a tech advantage for Juicy. He's going to have those Reavers, but, you know, we're going to have the 3-gate goon production right off the bat from G5. He's going to poke in here, sniper probe, then back out.
Yeah. We didn't throw down an AI pylon or anything, so the G5 will be able to poke in here if you want.
Ooh, needs to be careful. One of those Dragoons is already weakened up. Juicy could turn this around if he catches one of these Dragoons.
Unfortunately for G5, Defender's advantage is still a thing. So the goon count evened up just in time.
Well, G5's Reavers will be a little bit late. I wonder if he's going to stay on 3-gate or if he's going to try and get a 4th gateway out. Sometimes you'll really go heavy on goons when you take a slightly greedy expansion, but I don't think he needs to here. I think 3-gate goon into Reaver's fine.
Yeah. So we got the Reaver out. Now we just got to wait on the shuttle. There's potential.
I love seeing Reavers just slugging out.
Oh, yeah, when they're just crawling across with their little base hand.
It's a slug that also acts as artillery. It's an interesting combination.
Technically, it's a street cleaner, according to the lore.
Street cleaner? Oh, well, they like repurposed it. Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Slowest street cleaner I've ever seen, man.
Well, I mean, I hope it does a good job if it's going to be that slow.
I actually am surprised that Protoss would need street cleaners. Like, I kind of like envision them being like quite clean and not very materialistic and consumeristic.
My assumption would be just that there's dirt and stuff that they want to keep clean. So he just goes through and picks up all the dirt and stuff from the ground.
Like they're very Puritan about it. They must like make everything pristine.
That would be my assumption.
But
I don't know. I haven't read enough of the books to know. I just remember that little tidbit of information somewhere.
Oh. Nice little StarCraft trivia.
He went 2 Reavers before shuttle.
Oh yeah, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
If he's not getting aggressive, it's fine.
Yeah, but I would like. I don't want to say I'd like to see him be aggressive, but I can definitely see a world where you just try and fly in, get a drop going, kill some workers, try and get this game more.
It's so risky going for that though. Like Protoss players usually have spotter pylons set up at that point. As you can see, G5 went for that.
Working on them, yeah.
Yeah, if you lose the first shuttle in Reaver, it's like effectively GG. So I can understand not going for that.
It's a gamble for sure.
And he's not so far behind that he needs to make that kind of gamble, I think.
That's fair. Cool. Yeah, you get that probe.
There's a lot of Dragoons moving over here for G5.
Yeah, he's moving in. I mean, with the 2 Reavers, we have decent defender's advantage, and we do have the shuttle for micro.
He's got like 4 idle Dragoons in his natural as well. He needs to bring those up here. Luckily for him, G5's not pulling the trigger on this.
No, G5's a little bit smarter than he looks then and goes, could I break that? Maybe. Do I know if you have more in reserve like this? No, so not worth it.
Yeah, it's a little bit suspicious. Like, he should have more than 4 goons behind that for sure.
Yeah.
It's smarter just to throw down the Nexus here for G5 and chill.
Yeah, just macro up.
Oh, he kills the Observer of Juicy as well. It's a nice touch.
Yes.
Vision advantage is so king in PvP.
Yes, observers are critical when you're doing a Reaver attack, especially.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
It's like having map hack. It's just so effective at setting up engagements and knowing when to go in and when not to.
Yeah, and you're.
And doing the micro ahead of schedule.
And you can sling those scarabs just a little bit further, kind of like tanks in that way.
A little bit.
Alright. Plenty of goons up here in case there's a drop.
It's interesting because Juicy is not in a hurry to take his own 3rd base, so G5 is going to see this and just be like, okay, I'll just sit back and chill then.
Yeah.
The longer this goes on without Juicy taking a 3rd, the happier G5 is going to be.
Yeah. You just naturally get more and more ahead. Oh, killed the observer. Nice.
I wonder if either player is going to be really greedy and try and go into Templars.
I can see G5 doing it from here. Like, he's getting well ahead at this point. If anyone's gonna do it, I don't see Juicy doing it from here, right?
Maybe not. I think neither player will, just because they're kind of locked on 2 gases at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, maybe G5 will once he starts taking his 4th, but yeah, I don't think we'll see that anytime soon. Although he has got quite a lot of gas banked up, so in theory he could still do it.
Yeah. I think there's... I don't think it's a non-zero chance. Like, I don't know if it's a high chance in this game for it to happen, but if it was gonna happen...
Oh, there it is, look. He's got Templar Archives in the natural.
Oh, what the heck? Yeah, okay, it's happening.
Yeah, yes. He's going to be eyeing up maybe another base eventually as well. I don't think G5 is like ever going to attack. I think he's literally just going to sit back and consolidate his position more and more and more.
Yeah. I feel like Juicy sees this base, right? How full it is. You got to do something.
Yeah, you can always like click on the minerals to like see how much is missing to know how long the base has been up for as well.
Yeah. All right, you push up this side, you've got 2 Reavers and a bunch of goons. You push up down here, you got a choke point, a bunch of goons, and Storm. This is no bueno.
Oh, he picks up the Observer of G5, and most of G5's army is down south right now. There's a little bit of a timing here for Juicy, but also a bit of a flank from G5 on the right-hand side, and he has a high temp, a couple of high, actually 3 high Templars here with this army, and Storm starts to go down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he sacked his shuttle and lost his Reavers right at the start, too. So he's going to push in here, but he had a Forge upgrading, but the upgrade's not done yet, so this is a bit of an anti-timing. But, I mean, I guess he's going to slug it out and trade out some army at least, but trading out army when you're down on bases is never good.
Yeah, it's a shame for Juicy. Like, maybe that was a chance for him breaking through there, but luckily for G5, Storm was just about ready. That kind of made up the difference a lot, and Nice little counterattack though, slipping by with some zealots here
Yeah.
at the mineral
I
only.
do like that a lot.
He's taking his third all the way at the 12 o'clock is Juicy, so
Going straight for that
gonna
gas.
race up to that extra gas. Yeah, and he's gonna be going for his own Templar Archives as well.
Yeah. +1 now.
Honestly, these
kicks in.
zealots are actually gonna get really annoying.
Yeah, especially since they're +1.
G5 has got an Archon to help deal with that. Archons are so good against zealots.
Yeah, and it's cool that we ran out the probes here, maybe got a few kills, but this base is online. We didn't really kill the Nexus or anything. I don't think we got a large amount of worker kills. Like, we didn't wipe the mineral line. They kind of just got away. So
it's not terrible for Juicy. Like, he's gonna have his own temple tech soon. He's getting this third gas right as G5 is getting his third gas. It's actually not terrible.
That's
you know,
true.
despite how quick this mineral only was for G5.
yeah, it kind of allowed him to have more units, but the teching wise, it's gonna even out here.
Yeah, I still think G5 is slightly advantaged, but it's not as bad for Juicy as I thought it could have been.
Yeah. We got a lot of zealots here. We're just playing.
Yeah, he's
zealot
liking
high
these
Templar.
zealots. He's gonna start making his own Archons now as well.
You know, I like Archons are good here if you just need some chonk in your army, right?
Yeah, yeah. Especially if the other guy's got any amount of zealots.
Yeah. And so I think they'll do well enough here, as long as they're well supported by the Storms and Zealots. If they go in by themselves.
He's got hardly any range damage, like just a little sprinkle, a little garnish of Dragoons, and that's it.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Oh, he will need money storms to win a fight against G5.
Yes. The money storms would be really good. Trying to slide a DT
DT
in.
gets shut down. Yeah. Again, G5 has no need to push out at all.
Yeah, the action is on Juicy at this point.
For sure, for sure. Like, theoretically, he could get, like, shuttle speed and go for, like, some storm drops or something while expanding.
Yeah.
Rather than actually attack G5 head on.
You know, Storm Drop wouldn't be the worst thing here for Juicy. Right. Yeah, well, the more I look at it, you can get a good Storm here. Probably a great Storm here, but it's not as many probes here on the third base. Or on the 6 o'clock
Yeah,
base.
I probably would storm the natural and then drop High Templar behind the mineral only on the high ground and storm from there.
Yeah. Oh. It's time to fight. Templar are at the front of the pack here.
Oh my gosh, look how bunched up all of Juicy's army is. Monstrous Psionic Storms. 4G5. Oh my god, that's so much damage. 110 damage over 2.5 seconds. Absolutely wreaking havoc.
No,
he is down 50 supply right now.
That's it. That is the fight to end the game right there. Kind of fight.
Oof. Yeah, really painful. Like, he was all like bottlenecked up and all of his army was stacked up, and G5 had a bit of an arc to work with as well, and the storms were just so much better for G5.
Yeah, this is unfortunate fight taking practice. Like, I get the idea that you want to stop him from coming in and breaking your base, but cost you the game.
Yeah, and this is what it is. Got a little bit outmaneuvered there by G5. But he's still got a way of turning this around.
Game 2, and he gets map pick, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what he wants to go for here. Got a pretty big map pool to choose from.
All right, he was waiting for me. He had his map pick ready. We were gonna go to attitude here.
Probably has a bit of an attitude after that game.
I keep wanting to call this map altitude because for some reason in my head there's just no reason for a map to be called attitude.
I like the name attitude.
Yeah, it's a good map name, but just for some reason in my head it just shouldn't exist.
If the map was called Altitude, shouldn't it be like an island map?
That'd be a good island map.
Yeah. Well, let's jump into it, guys. Game number 2, Juicy versus G5 on Attitude. Spawning here in the bottom left on Magenta, currently leading the series 1-0, G5. And his opponent in the top left, he's JusttooJuicY.
All right, any hot predictions for game number 2?
I actually don't feel like we're going to see too much spiciness. I don't know why, but like my spidey senses are actually telling me that we won't be seeing anything too crazy.
That's fair. Just another big macro game between the two of these guys.
Yeah. I guess like a 3-gate goon could be in the cards, but I don't see like a DT play or proxy gates or 2-gate even. Yeah, like I'm not seeing that in the cards.
So far, probably gonna open up 1-gate gas against each other. I don't think we will see any 2 gates.
I think both of these players are good enough that they don't need to play 2-gate.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Sometimes even higher level Protosses will throw it in once in a while.
Yeah.
I guess I can see G5 going for it, and I'm not saying that because he's doing it. But because if you think you're the better player, you know, it's not exactly the worst.
I'm happy to be wrong, man. G5 is mixing it up with the 2-gate.
Yeah.
I like to be surprised.
Well, we'll see how he does, because it really comes down to just clean timings and good micro.
Well, to be fair to you, if I'm G5, looking at that game 1, we did see a little bit of lack of great micro from Juicy, right? Like he did walk around him a little bit in the initial engagements. Maybe G5's thinking, okay, if this guy's not so solid with his micro, maybe I can get some great aggression going with this 2-gate, and he'll have a hard time handling it.
Yeah, you can transition from this into like a 3-gate goon as well, if you want to just keep up the pressure. But we'll see what he does.
Well, the 3-gate, well, any transition is going to be quite delayed. Like you have to do a lot of damage with these zealots.
True.
Because even if you kill like 7 probes or something, they can just walk across the map with some goons and kill you. It takes that long to transition into your own goons of range.
We'll see. I also think G5 has a chance of getting the kind of damage done here he needs, because it hasn't been scouted yet. So he didn't build a zealot, but he's going for a proxy.
Ooh. I was wondering if he was keeping this probe down here for a proxy. This actually might hurt him rather than help him.
Yeah, you have to imagine you see everything walk in, and everything you want to do down there. It's just that's it.
Yeah, we need some perfect probe drilling to save the day here.
Probes are dropping like flies.
2 more zealots about to come in. I mean, he's clearing up the zealots reasonably fast, but he's already taken quite a lot of probe losses in the process. And one of the goons are very close to dying now as well.
If it doesn't probe, it's not a lot at this point.
Yeah, it could always be worse though. That's not too terrible. Gets a pretty good glitch out on these zealots.
Drill.
Yeah, that's honestly pretty damn good.
The question is, can he afford whatever he wants to do over here?
Just barely.
Yeah, I mean,
you can see he's got gas banked up, right? So he can like pull drone probes off of gas as well.
yeah, and just pump minerals to get enough out for goons.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just
He actually probably should pull this probe back at the front and get that back to mining as well, and so he doesn't have to produce more probes.
Yeah, this is. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, G5 is gonna go here into a 3-gate goon, but we'll see if it takes too long to come online. But I just think he's gonna out macro at this point because he's just got more workers. Ooh, going down the ramp is weird though.
Oh geez, that's a big deal for Juicy.
Oh.
There's now a big timing. He will lose one of his Dragoons pretty quickly here, but the low HP Dragoon is in the back. Maybe he can still make this work.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, maybe not.
Nope.
G5 doing a good job of hanging on here. And
Oh, Zealot.
has got enough macro cycles. Yeah, nicely done. Yeah, Juicy has lost his window at the moment.
Yeah, G5's been making probes this whole time, it looks like. Or at least has made a few extra probes.
Pretty much.
Oops. If Juicy had like 2 proxy gates here, or still had his probe here to try and go for a Citadel and stuff and like DTs, then maybe there's something, but realistically 2 gates versus 3 gates, that just, I don't math, you know?
He's actually going to double down. He's throwing down a 3rd gateway.
Yeah.
Whoa. He is tripling down. He's going to have 4 gateways. I guess he might just not produce out of the one at the 6 o'clock.
Yeah, probably dropping it because he assumed he was going to lose access to it, or just lose it.
Yeah, this does not look good for Juicy. The timing on this 3-gate follow-up is not going to be good enough to kill G5.
Yeah. G5 just going to go for a nice little contain here.
Probably take his own Nexus back at home.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do at this point.
Yeah, just contain and expand. It's very standard. Yeah, I kind of wonder if like Juicy did get crazy and try and go for a fast DT follow-up. Maybe that could have worked.
Yeah, I think that would have had a lot more potential than this.
Oh, geez. He's actually just going to lose the game here on,
yeah,
I think.
This is taking too many losses.
Yeah, G5 can challenge this if he wants to.
Up the ramp.
Yeah. I mean, Juicy might be able to technically be alive once the goons pop out of the gateways, but he's lost so much that it doesn't even matter, really. Oh, he did produce units out of this gateway down below, so he's coming back home with some goons.
G5's gonna be like, where the heck did those come from?
Yeah. Ooh. Pretty good trade for Juicy as well.
Yeah.
Keeps the goon alive and kills one of G5's.
G5 canceled the Nexus.
Probably feels like he has to, yeah, to maintain solid unit production. After he now confirmed for sure there's a proxy gateway, he kind of has to make sure there's no chance of Juicy just walking over him with a counterattack now.
Yeah, you gotta be careful in a moment like this.
He knows he doesn't need the expansion to win.
Yep.
So
Whoop. There we go. Now we know where the gate is. Unfortunately, we kind of just forked our army out from our base. But we can get a good sandwich here.
3 of these goons are very close to dead, so yeah, G5 should be able to clean this up very efficiently.
Yeah, that should be GG. There it is. Juicy taps out. And G5 is moving on. GG's.
GG. Yeah, it's nice to have G5 sticking around for the round of 16.
Yeah.
But props to Juicy as well. He played some good games today, especially against Nesh.
Yeah, Juicy looked very good today. So I think it's a result that he can be happy with. Like, you know, you played well, you made it to the deciders. That's like really the goal.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. We'll get G5 in here. and we get to hear from the man, the myth, the legend. It is our hero, G5. How you doing?
What's up?
What's up, man?
Oh, not much. How you guys doing?
Yeah, doing pretty good. You played pretty good today as well yourself.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, how you feeling? Congrats.
Thanks.
All right, I gotta know. What were your opinions on your
yeah.
game versus Nesh? Gotta know.
Oh, I had the entire time. There was no doubt. Obviously.
Yeah.
No,
You've been hanging out with Sony too
yeah,
much.
no.
You're a little too much confidence.
I actually work with Sony, so I do hang out with them a lot.
Sorry for your loss.
no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I did like a shuttle bomb that he like absolutely destroyed with an early third, and I was behind after that. And yeah, I think I'm trying to remember the game. Like I got to a point where like the only play I had was to get on top of his factories, and with
Yeah.
carrier and
Yeah, poor Stargate
Ground
carrier
Army.
was bold.
you got banked, dude.
Yeah.
Also, I started him late, so I was like, fuck, I gotta throw down a bunch of Stargates. But yeah, my PvP's been good. Everything else been shaky. PvZ, I barely even. My PvZ never wins.
Well, yeah, it's also
But-
eOnzErG. Man beats the wall. You know, it's
No,
it's
yeah,
very hard to
it's
compete.
It's true.
When there's like a level of Zerg where it's like 2300. If you're 2300 or above, I feel like I have zero shot. Like if you're Terran or Protoss, no matter the MMR, I feel like there's a percentage chance.
Right.
With Zerg at a certain level, it just because you don't have control of the game, and it's
Yeah.
dude, they just wreck you.
eOnzErG makes it
Well,
look
they
so
wreck you.
easy too. It's not fair.
Yeah, someone told me he got knocked out of BSL by 2 Protosses yesterday. I was just like, all right. Don't know how that happened. They're much
Yeah.
better
Should
than
have
me.
grabbed those free plays real quick. Like, what did he do?
I couldn't execute it anyways.
Ah.
But yeah. Yeah, any other questions?
Well, you've been around in the scene for a very long time, G5.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in the day, you even beat Boxer. I'm curious, like, what is it about StarCraft that you love so much and has kept you wanting to keep coming back for more, even though you started out so early?
I feel like this game gets my anger out. If I'm being honest,
Oh, yeah?
like
Be honest,
Yeah.
man.
I'm a very like calm, chill, like nice guy in real life because all my anger in my entire life goes into this fucking game. Like my wife and kids, like I don't feel like they've met me yet because they don't really know my StarCraft. So, like they see the best side because of this game. So
The dark side of G5.
yeah, no, it's true. Like there's like I think we're kind of like monkeys. I still think we're like intelligent monkeys. Like
Yeah, I agree with
like
that.
we elect like the most powerful person. We're very tribalistic, and it's kind of
Right.
like that's why I love sports so much because sports it's like you can like back in the day it's like you root for like your fucking like country or whatever. You go to war and a bunch of people die. Sports it's like
Yeah.
you root for your stupid team. There's no like consequence whether you win or lose, but you're very passionate. You get like that tribalistic out.
Mhm.
There's something with that in StarCraft with me.
Okay.
But yeah, it's also just a hard as fuck game, and it's like super balanced and super annoying, and it's the best esport.
Yeah.
I agree with you, man, completely. Well, who do you want to get in the round of 16 going forward? Like you've got Dragon's group, Bonif's group, Zero's group, or DeWalt's group. Out of all of those, what would you rather have?
Not Zero's group.
Yeah.
Not Zero, just because it's Zerg. Just because it's
Nah,
Zerg.
it's because it's Zero.
Yeah, I hate Zero.
Really?
But
Why is that?
That's a story. I remember
that's
that
a story.
story.
But yeah, no. Anyone but his group is fine. I'd like to avoid all the Zergs, but
All right.
it's fine.
Here's a
Like,
question for you.
oh,
So we have from advancing from the round of 24. You have people like Striker, Hawk, Artosis, Nomad, Dexter, JD Conan, Julian, Rhett. Is there anyone particular you want also in your group for the round of 16?
Basically, every Protoss and Terran on that list
Perfect.
would be fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, like the player who I feel the worst against, and he's a good friend, and I played him a lot recently. I haven't even came close to winning a game. Is Rhett? His ZVP is fucking ridiculous.
Really?
Rhett is so good,
yeah,
man.
that checks out actually. Rhett's kind of good.
It makes me so mad because he'll like not play for years, come back for a couple
Mhm.
months, and just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like watching replay. I'm like, yo, so how do I win? Like, what do you lose to? He's like, oh no, just standard play. Like, if you're like 25, if you're like 2,400 plus Protosses with standard play, I'm like 2,400 plus. So basically, you have to be like the best in the world.
Cool, you're losing to the
beat you.
Koreans.
Okay,
Got
yeah.
it.
And he says it's like 50-50 at that point. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
Unironically, though, like for the amount of games that he plays, Rhett is probably the best Zerg on the planet to how much time he invests.
yeah.
he's insane. Yeah, he's just a absolute genius when it comes to RTS games.
Yeah, and a super chill, nice guy as well, which is quite rare to be like that good at StarCraft and to be super chill as well. I really like Rhett.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
All right.
you played
Yeah,
pretty good today,
GGs.
G5. You kind of doubting yourself a little bit at the start there, but you pulled it through, man. And just so you know, the only Terran you got to worry about is Artosis. It's just Protoss and Zergs besides
It
him.
really is.
I think
though.
I like playing Artosis just because like I think
you
I've
beat
played
him?
him more than any I think I've played him more than anyone I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Like, we've been friends for like super long, and no matter what, whoever loses is fucking super pissed off. It's really fun.
I think your style is good for Artosis as well. Like, you're not always the kind of Protoss to just sit back and play a mid-range chill style. You know, you're happy going for a little bit more of an aggressive bulldog style, which is good against Hardy as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's
All right. Well,
we'll see. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate
yes,
it.
thank you for playing. GGs.
Yeah, nice talking to you,
Hope you have
man.
a great night.
GG's and good luck in the rest
Yep.
of the tournament. Have a good night, buddy.
Yep, have a good rest of your weekend.
All right. That was G5 who made it out of the group second. And of course, eOnzErG made it out first. A good group today.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. Yeah. No, I was actually quite surprised by Juicy. He played pretty damn good.
Yeah, glad to see it. I hope we see him again, especially in the monthlies and the other events, and hopefully at CS Land. Be sick to see him play offline. He's gonna play like that, you know.
Yeah. So does that mean we've got like, is it 2 weeks until the round of 16?
Yep. So not next Saturday, but the Saturday after will be the first round of 16 group, and
Okay.
everything for that
Yeah, I
should be
figured that.
announced in the next couple of days. I'm hoping to get the group stuff done tomorrow, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, so when you doing the actual group ceremony tomorrow?
That's
or
the
when?
hope. It might be later this week.
Oh, okay.
That is to be determined still, but hopefully early this week. A lot of it's going to come down to scheduling,
Yeah.
of course, as any online event.
Right. I feel like this is going to be a really good round of 16, man, with who we've got in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Zun. Thank you all for watching. That's about all we got for you today. So I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Yeah, have a lovely evening, guys. Take care of yourself. And don't miss ASL tomorrow, ASL English.
True. Don't miss it.